like only got like an i5 processor or whatever. It's not
even if you went to the M1 chip, like that's what I'm on, the M1 Pro, you'll be fucking cushy for like 5 years. Maybe
you think the M1 chip can handle Blender really well? And like,
yeah, I'm on M1 Pro. Trust me.
How is he hitting me?
You'll be good. Video
because I was thinking, because the one I'm thinking about saving up for, I was thinking about saving up for the 14-inch M2.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on the 14-inch MacBook Pro M1 Pro. So the M2 is better at video encoding and stuff. So I can see that it'd be more useful for you.
But I got this MacBook Air, so I'm probably just going to try to ride it out as long as possible, because I just added the phone bill onto my thing, an extra $40 a month. I don't know if I can afford to add on an extra $100-some. I think that
To be fair, how long's left on the MacBook?
How long is left on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I wish I had it on my hand so I could actually read off the specs for you. But what was it, an i9? Was it an i5? Yeah, i5.
4 gigabytes RAM.
Yeah, it really wasn't that much. But I'm hoping it still can video edit. And hopefully, like...
I mean...
Premiere and that, you're gonna have a problem, I think.
You think I'm having a problem?
You won't be able to push it much. If you're just doing simple cut and stop start, should be alright. But...
What quality is your footage?
1080p, 60 frames a second.
60 FPS might be an issue. But if you make proxy files and put it like 720/30, you should be good. Proxy files basically are lower res versions of the files, and it makes it easier for you to edit. I think you can do it right inside Premiere. And then when it
I use DaVinci. Do you know if I can do that in DaVinci?
Ironically, I actually use DaVinci. That's my main video.
Yeah, that's my main editing. I like DaVinci.
Okay, I know for a fact you actually can do proxies in DaVinci. So yeah, you should be fine. You'll have to watch some videos on it. I swear I'm gonna kill this fucking dude.
That's all new, bro. I haven't even heard about that, what you just said, but I understand it.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense. No idea how to do it, though.
Yeah, just if you watch one video, you'll see.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm gonna kill this guy, by the way, as soon as this round starts, he's coming. He's saying goodbye. I am done with this shit.
Dude, you know what's dope with these fenders? I didn't realize. So, they give you 5, but you can only activate 3, and I always wondered why. Because even if they're not activated, they still blink when someone's near them. They're like proximity mines, but they don't go off.
Do it. Tear it off. Are you? Yep. Okay. Reinforce it.
Oh, he broke it.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Get him.
I had to make sure I got the head, bro. Wait, it's actually destroyed now because of the way he went through it.
I shot his body and teabagged him. Right on the stairs. Ah, backfired.
Bro, I can't actually get that fucking thing back because of him doing that.
How did I get hit by that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. 1, 2, right? Good shit.
Boom! Bro, why? Who's calling surrender?
I know, what a bitch.
What a child. Baby bitch. Please surrender, guys. I don't like this kid.
If he shoots you, I'm blasting him.
I don't want my rep to go down.
You know what's even better? He'll probably body shot me, so I just down.
I'll still blast him.
That's what I'm saying. It won't even be funnier though. You'll headshot him and they'll fucking body shot me.
I need to get back into uploading consistently. I've been kind of slacking. I've kind of just been relying on the live streams to be my videos, but that's not really valuable because I still need to do Daily Dose of Clash in Detroit. I've just been so busy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I might have been a tad lazy. Only on YouTube though, because I've still been hitting the gym and like, you know, I haven't been completely lazy in every area of my life. But you ever just hit like a patch where you just like, fuck, I'm just gonna roll back over.
That's life though, man. You just gotta have it's discipline over motivation. Motivation goes over time. You should look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that you said that because I've been forgetting about discipline lately. So thank you. That's all I need to hear.
Drone has located a bomb.
Heard it from the ginger in the corner.
And in here we have weighing in at 154 pounds, Discipline. Going up against his opponent and weighing in at 160, Procrastination.
What's up, kiddo?
5 seconds.
Where is Mama?
Discipline 0 to 5.
She's just going to the bathroom. Give her a minute.
I know, bro. That was so sad when Jedi started crying earlier, bro.
She's going potty.
Have you seen what my son looks like, Lewis?
We'll go ask her. But if Mama wants a minute, hey, she wants a minute.
Oh, I'm trash at this game. I'm garbage.
Must recover the diffuser.
It's my first game on, boys. I need to be quieter. I forgot Gage is sleeping next to me. Did he text me yet? I need to make sure he didn't text me yet. No, he hasn't texted me yet. Okay, good. I just gotta be quiet. Move my mic closer to my mouth so that way I feel like I'm talking quieter.
Mommy, get away from me! And hits me with her JJ, and then walks out and shuts my door, and then complains because she can't get back in the bathroom.
She felt bad.
I didn't hear
That's what I was
that.
telling her.
Sorry, I was on mute. Sean, I haven't seen your kid now.
Got you. I'm gonna send you a picture of him.
Okay.
This kid keeps trying to surrender, bro. That's so funny. Got him pressed. Shit.
Friendly last operator standing.
I will say, Lewis, this phone is by far the smoothest phone I've ever used in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Have you turned 120 frame rate on?
Wait, what? You can do that?
Yeah. It should be in your display settings.
Eliminated.
What?
I think it's called ProMotion.
Bro, no.
It's the same on the Max actually. Brian, have you put ProMotion on your display?
No.
Yeah, what's
you
he
get
talking
120
about?
frames on.
Where? How?
I don't see
I'm
it.
on it right
Go
now.
to,
Yeah, I'm
go
in
to
it.
Settings, display,
I'm in it.
and then refresh rate, and there should be a thing that says ProMotion somewhere.
Mine doesn't have that.
Okay, yeah, I do have it on.
Wait, wait. Where were you at?
System settings, go to displays.
Brian's
Refresh
looking,
rate.
Brian's looking at his laptop. I think it's different on. Let me
Yeah,
find
I'm
it
on
for you.
Wait,
On the
okay.
computer, darling.
Oh, wait, so I can't do it on my phone?
No, I think you can. Let me find you.
Sean, can I ask you an honest question about chess?
Yeah.
So if your knight, say there's a say one of my players is in the way, but that's not where your knight is landing, will it still take my player since they had to go through?
No, they hop over.
They do hop over, okay.
Yeah, because if I could get a 120 refresh rate on my phone, bro, you're telling me iPhones can do that? I don't think my phone can do it.
You can. Go open settings.
Open what?
Settings.
Yep.
Go to accessibility.
Insertion in 10 seconds.
Motion.
Yep.
5 seconds before insertion.
Then on the bottom, you will find limit the frame rate toggle. Just turn it on or off to your liking, and then it should be done. If you turn it off, it should unlimit it.
Oh, mine's off.
Wait, where is it on the iPhone?
It's only on the newer ones. I think
Oh,
maybe
the
14s.
15s.
Have you got the 14?
No, I got 12 Pro.
I will be on 12.
No, it's okay. Mine's off.
Oh yeah, so you should have it on like the home screen when you just like swipe across and stuff.
Bro, is that why that thing's so fucking crisp, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, this motherfucker is literally like the crispest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Current phones are at 60 hertz.
Sheesh!
Well, it's been on Android for a few years, but on Apple, I think the 14 onwards was like 120. But you have to like turn it on, which I think is weird.
Mine automatically had it turned off, so that was nice. Maybe it's something they did newer with the Maxes. Maybe they just have them.
Bomb has been
Well,
located.
it takes more battery life, so I think it's automatically turned.
Oh, got
The
you.
frame rate's turned off, but that's why the options there.
Bro, there's a thing called clean carbon charging, which it will literally read your emissions for where you live and will only charge your phone in lower carbon emission times.
I've not heard of that.
I turned that off because I don't want them knowing about. I don't want them tracking about my carbon emissions. Like what? That's even more of a reason they know where I'm at. Why don't smoking the man get caught? Carbon emissions. They got him.
I was Team Gadget, I guess, right.
One's right here, Astrac.
What?
1 op 4 remaining.
Oh, I skimmed him on the left.
Get up, get up, get up.
Good shit, boys.
Op 4 eliminated.
Boy was holding the side. Rally cat boys, rally time. Dude, when y'all banned Finka last night, I was so pissed. Lose, they banned Finka on me.
I've just seen your photo, Sean. You look, I can see a bit of you in him actually. Still, to be fair.
Really?
Yeah. Even though like he's quite young, I can still kind of like see it.
Aw, that's cool.
I'm scared for the day my mate, like one of my mates, sent me like an ugly ass baby, and I have to compliment it. Sorry. But you know when like you just see someone's kid and you just think, what the fuck?
Yeah, sometimes
I'm
some babies are
talking
big.
about-
Some babies are big and beady eyed. They definitely.
Like if a mate came to me with a cross-eyed baby, bro, I can't keep a straight face, bro.
Be advised your drone has located a bomb.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Oh, dude, I know what you mean. I've seen them on Facebook, bro. I'm sorry. Like,
It's just like it's the intrusive thoughts, man. Like,
well, it's unfortunate, is what it is, because like like there always has to be like. Well, there doesn't have to be, but there is in this world a standard of beauty. So like when you see somebody, it's unfortunate, but like we were grown in the same society, the same standards of beauty. So when we see a baby, it's like we initially like off the rip, we already know where they fall in society standards, and it's just unfortunate because they've done nothing wrong. They're infants. They literally deserve no judgment, but yet you're like, damn, that one's ugly as fuck.
Bro, he comes in with this fucking documentary worth of fucking speech, and then just turns around and is like, yeah, but that bitch ugly as fuck. No, Sean really trying to match the energy today, huh? Ugh. That's made me giggle.
That's life.
That's life. Life would be a dream.
It's just the way you said it, bruh. Oh.
Oh dang! Almost turned on that kid.
Yo, it's raining?
Yeah, bro. I told you it was gonna rain earlier when we were on the phone. Yeah, bro. I was like, dude, it looks like it's gonna rain earlier, and then it rained. Bro,
No.
did you hear that? I literally broke my longboard, bro.
Yeah. Oh.
Dude, because it's fucking. I've had it since I've been 16. The motherfucker has seen better days. And I guess it's just seen one too many, and I literally just went to hop on it, and the whole board just went. The wood just split. Right by the trucks. Yep, it's literally fucked. Like, it's still like in one piece, but if I try to ride it, it'll snap. So I'm not going to. I'm just gonna retire her. It's time for her to let her be. Dude, she served me for literally, how long is that? 7 years, bro. 7 years I've had that longboard. Never once tuned it. Never changed the tires. Never tightened the wheels or the trucks. Never did anything. I used to tell people that. They're like, what the fuck? I'm like, I know, bro. She was a rider. So I'm gonna have to buy another Santa Cruz because that was the brand I had. My longboard broke.
Dang.
I know it's sad. I literally went to just take one good step on her, and she just went. She just gave out. She met her maker.
Live.
And the worst part about it was I didn't even get that far down on her. I literally was like two blocks down the road, and then I had to walk it back. I was sad.
Yeah.
Your drone has found a bomb.
Man, that's so sad.
Yeah, it is, bro. All the memories.
Do you remember when fucking pegboards were a thing?
Pegboards?
Yeah, like those tiny ass fucking.
Yeah.
wannabe
Yep.
skateboards that was like.
You guys called them pegboards?
Well, that was like the trend name for them. They just called, like, to me, it's just a sharp board, but for some reason, people want to give shit fancy names.
Yeah, we used to call them penny boards.
That was it. Sorry,
No, you're good. You're good.
penny boards.
Yep. And
That's all I gave a shit about.
yeah, no, I don't really care either. But yeah, they made no sense. How are you supposed to keep your foot on them? It was like only 1 foot, like literally allowed on the board.
I mean, I'm a size. Hold on, in an American shoe, I'm size 12 American shoe.
Damn.
If I fucking put my foot on that, like, bruh, no. I'm getting half a foot.
No, I feel you, bro. I'm a size 12 too.
Ooh, so much stuff to see far.
I'm with you, Brian. Let's do this. I'm throwing up a flash.
Ooh, I'm at 5 HP. Can anyone sort me out some help?
I got you.
Thank you. Beautiful. Brian, there's a guy at the castle.
Punching in right here.
Oh, okay.
Air fight.
Ow. I'm at 10 HP, bro.
Oh, that's the teammate.
There's a kid right here in this corner.
I'm at 10 HP, bro.
Was
Got it. Yeah, he was. I got him.
Yeah, I swore I saw his barrel.
No, Brian, don't.
There. Bro, I'm blasting him. Coming to you, Sean.
Oh shit, he's on the right. He moved away from where he was. Pinch him, boys.
Haha! Them were the kills I needed to come back for my KD. Yes, sir. We needed that. We needed that all day. Okay. Haha. Haha. Okay. Haha. Okay. Just testing my voice. I just feel bad because Gage is sleeping and he works third shift. Trying not to be loud. Trying to be good roommate. All right, come on, boys. We got this. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Castle. I wanted to do Fenrir, but it's Castle time.
Secure the bombs.
How you liking that diamond, Astrac?
You what, mate?
I said, how you liking that diamond?
The bomb. Plan your defenses accordingly.
Honestly, it's Kostera.
I like how the light reflects off of it. Like if if you spawn outside and stuff with like some of the neon lights, the camo will look different colors.
Yeah.
I really like
Very
it.
nice. By the way, I'm aware you guys probably don't know what Kostera means.
I do
It's
not.
basically me just taking piss out of chavs.
5 seconds and counting.
Oh, nice.
You know, like Roadman. This guy's knifing at me, bro.
I saw that. I saw that. No, he better not, bro. This is the last
Yeah,
fucking
just
round.
come on,
Ooh,
bro.
I'll blast him. Oh, it's that guy. It's that same guy.
Yeah, man. He's got anger issues.
Yeah, look at him. He's orgs.
It is raining. That's right. Uh-huh.
He got his own Dora.
Sean here.
Yep, I see him.
Thunder.
Ooh, I'm on a good spot.
Yeah, hold your position. I'm gonna reposition.
If you see him, let me know and I'll peek it because I know you got a shotty.
Yeah. Oh, yep, I saw him. He's to the left. He's to the right, but he's behind a pillar. I wouldn't push it.
I got a pillar too.
Yeah.
You know the way the team with a shield is starting like that, bro.
I'm reloading.
Just one on me. If you guys can find what the other one is, would be good.
I'm on cams. Give me a second.
What? What are you saying?
You got me. You got me. Don't peek it. Just wait it out.
Yeah.
Ryan, don't peek
I'll
it.
be
Just
right
wait it
back.
out.
Hang on, kiddo. Hang on.
Impact.
What's this other teammate doing, bro?
I know, he's just being useless. He's about to go get himself killed. That's what he's about to do.
Man, what's your peek?
For last stop standing.
Damn, that was a good peek. Good stuff!
No him, son!
They do not. Man's a different breed.
What I'm talking about. We didn't need fat snowman.
No, we did not. That was the man wanting to surrender.
Just making me feel better about myself. Don't mind me.
Were they friendly and fair? Absolutely.
Who commended him?
I
One of you
commended
commended him.
I haven't even got the vote yet. I'm trying to commend.
I can't commend
I
you,
always
Sean.
Okay?
I can't commend nobody. I always get stuck at that
You
screen.
gotta, if any of you just commended him, we gotta reevaluate our friendship. Right?
No, I understand, bro. I couldn't even do it. You can check my stream. I just froze there. What I don't understand is when you go to when it shows that screen, how do you
I'm
get
just
it?
playing with you boys, I'm just playing.
how do you get it to where it starts highlighting the people you can commemorate? Because I've only able done it one time. I don't understand it. You know who I might use this round? Ram. Might use Ram this round. Test her out, you know. Got her. Might as well see what the new op up to. I'm banning Consulate. Let's ban Consulate. I don't want to go to Consulate. I played it last night. You can go to Shellette. I don't care. Much rather go to Outback, though. Give me a steak. Come on, Outback. Yes, sir. Ha Thank you,
I'm
Lord.
getting a lobster tail. Going Outback.
Say what now?
Yeah, you go to Lobster to get, you go to Outback and get lobster? You get the wrong place.
Yeah.
Because that lobster got black.
I remember the first time when I was at Red Lobster and realized that the crabs inside the tank were the ones that you would eat. After I just got done naming them. I was like, damn.
Lobster sounds fucking delicious right now.
Yeah, you know, it sounds delicious. A fucking burger. I think I'm out of eggs, though.
I am too.
I think I got one more egg left.
You know what else sounds better?
This fucking asshole.
Is hey Brian. Hey Brian.
Brian can't come to the phone no more. Please leave a message.
Hey, can anyone tell me what my voicemail
Hey,
sounds
Brian,
like?
I heard something that tastes better. Hey Brian. Hey Brian. And then I hang up the phone.
And then call back 5 minutes later. Hey, Brian.
5 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know. I picked a bad
You
number.
got too much faith in me. It'd be a minute.
Yeah. Hey, question. Genuine question. Can someone show me what my voicemail sounds like? Because I feel like that thing be sounding boof. I just thought about it the other day.
Call him, Lewis.
No, not Louis. Can you call me, Brian? Just put it on speaker. I won't answer. I want to see what my voicemail sounds like.
I always be thinking you're answering, bro.
Really? Let me see. If
Takes me a lot.
it's good, I won't change it.
This fucking dude, bro, so ignorant. Answer the phone.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I know. Who you talking? Who you calling?
Been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message.
Wait,
When
what?
you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Insertion in 10 seconds.
What? Is that normally what happens?
Brian, have
No.
you got an Aussie?
To go.
Bro, I was waiting for him to say, yeah, nah, I'm far out.
Wait, so do I have to reset up a new voicemail since I got the new phone or something?
Bro, imagine the phone doesn't answer, he goes, far out. He didn't answer the phone. Please leave a ring a doodle after the tune.
That would be great.
Flashbang! Flashbang!
Flashbang out, far out.
Peace!
I'm a fucking hitter with my P3
Get on the ground!
Oh.
Thinker! Aw, bro, he sees forward.
Oh.
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 Friendly.
Come on, boys. I'm trying. Ooh, Sawyer's on. No shit.
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
I'm gonna invite him to the party. I got a little gnat in here and it just landed on my nose. Like, what the audacity, bro? I feel racially attacked.
What do you call a bird with attitude?
Wait, what?
What do you call a bird with attitude?
Little tweeter?
Yeah.
Really?
No, what? No. What do you call it?
That was my answer, a little tweeter.
Oh, is that your answer?
Yeah.
Ryan, what's yours?
What?
What do you call a bird with attitude?
A bird with attitude?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
A woman.
Drone to locate a bomb.
Oh my gosh. Alrighty, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did,
Sorry, I forgot you streaming.
Oh my goodness.
Do you call, like, women birds there, or is that just a British thing?
No, we call them bitches.
What?
The two are the same.
Drone has located a bomb. 10 seconds to go.
But we do call people bird brain, though.
I'm pretty sure that's a very different.
Bird brain? Yeah, no.
My fucking audio is playing fucking games for me today, bro.
What the fuck? That's your audio?
Yeah, like my US. Hold on. Like plugging my like USB card into the mic playing out.
Dude, I'm just wetting the fucking bed, bro. Good stuff, Astrac. Glad you're doing something. Dude, are you shitting me? I just saw that, Astrac. Like, I would kill that guy.
Who am I blasting?
Dude, this guy just took all Astrac's health and left him with like 4.
Teammate?
Yeah. I feel like it was accidental, but it still was bullshit.
User is active. Protected at all costs.
Damn. Just like that. Astrac, I think your mic's muted.
Yeah, it's muted. Bro fucking blasted me like 5 bullets.
I know he did, bro.
What was that about? Bro?
That's what I was
at
saying.
100. Guy didn't even lick me once, put me down at 4. If he put one more bullet in me,
I know you.
over.
I know it was. That's why I was saying that was bullshit.
What a joke, man.
What does Ram have for her guns?
Hold on, boys. I think there's an issue with my US. You know where the mic input goes?
Yeah.
I think my mic input's gone funny. Give me a moment.
We need to locate a bomb.
I fixed it.
Back. So how do you think how do you suppose Apple keeps their products from getting viruses? Do you think they just lie to you and tell you it doesn't have a virus?
Nah. Dude,
5 seconds to
it's
go.
just not a thing.
Well, right. No, I
I
understand.
think it has something to do with like just their firewalls.
Located and defused.
That or they must have like some sort of like auto cleaning. I don't know. Never really looked into it, bro, but
Yeah. Neither have I, but I'm interested. You know what I mean?
it's just like I remember being in school and having Macs, and that was in like Middle. Like, they would always tell us that we never had to worry about viruses.
Okay, so now it's telling me... Bro, are we having issues with our Wi-Fi? Yeah, bro, I keep dropping frames. Literally, it says I'm not even live right now on YouTube right now. Oh, nope, it says I'm live still. Okay. Ah. I'm interested to see how RAM
Brian,
works.
clutch or kick. Clutch or kick. Clutch or kick. Brian, the moment's dependent on you. You gotta do it. Otherwise, just kick.
Bro, I had a shield. How does he shoot a headshot on me too? Like, what? That makes no sense.
Bro, I know the amount of pressure I put you under made you feel the equivalent of trying to win the NFL final right there.
Not quite, bruv.
Are you shocked of me?
Yeah.
I think you're having me on there, lad. You know, I feel like I've been up against that guy before.
Damn, bro, this
I'm putting in the hours.
this R4 is goated, but I got a gnat flying around my head. So ready for it to be fucking winter, bro. I'm so sick and tired of bugs. Bro, why is my Wi-Fi just pinging?
One op 4 remaining.
Make sure to take the phone out the Wi-Fi. I think it's my phone, bro. I just took my phone out the Wi-Fi and everything just fixed itself.
10 seconds. Make the move. Run! Right.
5 seconds.
Okay.
Fucking dumb. Where was he even at? He wasn't even in there, bro.
Oh, you saw him there. You see him? He ran right where.
Huh. And now that I did that, now that I took my phone out the Wi-Fi, now my stream's also not only in 1080p, but it's in 1080p 60 frames a second. It must just be that 5G, bro. Which is fine, because I have unlimited talk, text, and web, so I'll just keep it off Wi-Fi.
See, when I used to live at home, I used to go on data all the time.
Well, we have 500 megabyte minutes of a second speed.
Yeah.
So there shouldn't be an issue, and my computer's routed in, and my PlayStation's routed in, so there really shouldn't be an issue, but, you know, we'll see.
Secure the bombs. Op 4 has located a bomb. Plan your defenses accordingly.
Are you shitting me?
Sorry, I'm pretty sure I took you up by accident.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, you're good. I like playing Fenrir, especially when we have another castle.
10 seconds left.
I usually have a go
5 seconds and counting.
castle or like warden, but I need to find better ops to use.
Bomb located.
No, you're
by
good.
Op 4.
I have no issue with you running castle. I mainly run castle now just because no one run castle. I'm always like the only castle.
Why did this kid just shoot me, bro? Yeah, you're dying.
Skill issue. Right here, Brian. sure it's a Cali.
I got kids coming up these stairs. Two coming upstairs.
Hey, one's in the middle hallway.
It's an Ash.
Operator remaining.
Check your left too. They're going from left.
Op 4,
Nice.
last operator
Look right.
standing.
He's planting an A. Planting an A.
Op 4 has placed a diffuser near a bomb. Destroy it.
Gonna be on the right. You seeing him on left? There you are.
I downed him. Nice, good
Got
stuff.
him. You got him. Good
Boop.
shit, man. Woohoo! 3v1.
Oh, watch out.
Destroy it.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Good thing I had to reload because I only stopped to reload.
Yeah.
Thank you. Holy crap! I went off that round.
For real, bruh.
I like 5 and 2.
Done a 3v1.
Did I do the ace that round?
I'm not sure. Did you have any kills beforehand?
I don't remember. I'd have to go back on my stream.
Oh no, I got 2 kills.
Oh, okay.
No, one and ace. Sorry.
No, hey, that's okay.
I forgot how many kills I had. There we go.
Dude, the MP7's just lethal with Fenrir. And I like playing like with ranged weapons like that because like I like the shotties, don't get me wrong, but it sucks like when it sucks when like it just is.
Risk music.
I know he is.
Nah, my sister sent me this and it said point of view, me and my siblings going to our favorite grocery store and it's the kids walking in with grocery basket into their parents' house.
Bro, it might be the weather because I'm just dropping frames like crazy on my stream.
Yeah, Wi-Fi is usually worse for both of us.
Yeah.
Come on, Brooks. Let's get going. Don't you fucking dare knife at me, kid.
This kid's gonna kill me, bro.
10 seconds.
Do you think? You wanna run to me?
Yeah.
Down to 5 seconds.
He's lagging, my bruh.
Reinforcing wall.
I don't think.
Hey guys, we got a skeleton crew.
I mean, you really shouldn't fucking kill me, bro. I blasted him because he lit me up.
How many reinforce here, bro?
Huh?
Dude, my stream is so far behind. It's like over like 3 minutes behind.
Stop the whatchamacallit.
Stream sniper.
Snipers. That's it.
Setting a mine.
Yeah, Astrac, can you blow rotate right here? Perfect. That's all we need.
Brian's little pistol. Look at what it did. Look at what look at. Oh, I was gonna get you team kill. Oh my goodness. I baited you.
A bomb has been located by Op 4.
There's no way these fuckers are getting through here.
No.
Grenade.
Dumbass.
Bomb on me. Sean, you
Oh shit, there's a guy right behind us. Holy shit. He must have came in through B. It's Nash. There's 2 of them.
Yep.
You hear me? Come on.
Yep.
Right to your right, Astrac. Right to your left. Right to your left. There's another one. Good stuff. Sorry. I need to be quieter.
He's downstairs. You're rotating around, Brian. Cover the staircase. Ooh, I had a round. That's what I was talking about. Not that that's fucking hard, but. Alright, boys, we gotta clutch it up this round.
We do. I'm not voting random. Let's vote kid's bedroom.
Low key.
Green bedroom.
Mechanic shop.
I just feel like that's
They won't
bigger.
expect it. That's true. That is true. We'll go with bedroom.
Oh.
Still raining. That's awesome.
Why do bugs seem so intrigued to just fly by your face? Like what causes that?
Protect the bombs.
I don't know. Smells.
Fly right by your nostrils. Like, bro, I don't want to breathe you in.
Where the food goes in.
You
Most
need,
holes.
you need the inside of a human body stinks.
Hey,
It probably
yo.
does.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when
Reeks.
I almost said something which I would have sounded like a psycho trying to explain this, but you know, like
Your
when,
farts.
you know, like when people die,
Yeah.
and, like there's that smell,
Oh yeah.
like that's all like your body leave, like all the fumes leaving from your body.
Op 4 has
I
located
definitely feel like it's a little worse in that situation because they're
Oh, yeah,
dead.
because it's decomposing.
Yeah, but no, but I definitely get what you mean though.
If I remember correctly, parts of your stomach is actually like acid, like it can burn you if you on the skin.
Oh yeah.
Hey, right here, coming in.
Probably stanky.
Oh yeah, bro.
I'll peek it, Brian. Oh shit, he's far. On your right, Brian.
Nice.
Bombs outside on me, right here. Brian, you cover the upstairs.
Behind.
Is he coming down?
No, he's down on your floor. In the doorway.
Or is he down?
No, Astrac, he's right here. He's right here.
My boy, full health.
You cover that then, bomb's still outside.
Oh shit, he's in that window.
Bomb's still here.
one Op 4 remaining.
Okay, the only guy that is left is this guy that's outside this window. So as long as we don't peek him, he'll be forced to come inside.
This shotgun's so cheese, bro.
I know it is, bro. I love it.
Where is he exactly?
He's-
I fucking rush it.
He's hold up, let me try to get outside. He's outside this ping, right here. Right outside this ping.
Fuck it.
I'm laying down shots to distract.
Push it. Go right.
Your location has been compromised.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
I knew he was gonna try and he was just gonna fixate on me.
All headshots all day,
Right.
baby.
I had a good day today.
Yeah, bro. Coming back, I'm warming up. I'm feeling good. I think it's Sawyer just wants to play GTA, which is no big deal.
Maybe just his noses are off. Or like he's talking to someone. Every time I lose a game, I'm like, no, this other team was horrible.
There you go. I just commemorated both of you. You gotta go up from the continue button.
My thing doesn't let me do it after I gotta cool down.
Yes, when I graduated from grad school, he was an advisor of mine. He's been a mentor of mine. I've done clinics with him for years in the past, and I've probably sent
Did that say kids?
It's hard to fathom. So, you didn't know to see these girls, which is honest to God, that's the worst of the worst, is looking to see these girls. So they have the voice.
Sean, do you find the iPhone 15 gets really hot when you charge it?
I don't know. I just set it down when I charged it, and I think it's pretty chill. Like right now, to the touch, it's so cool because of the titanium.
Because obviously I'm trying to look to get one. I'm read like because I want to make sure when I read stuff online, like this.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm more than willing to answer any question.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian, you made the wrong move.
What?
You made the wrong move. You're turning
What?
chest. Honestly, I don't think it gets hot. I don't think that anything that they're saying about it negatively is true. I'm using it right now, and I think it's flawless. But I've also coming from an iPhone 8 Plus, so like for me, like this is leagues ahead of anything I've been using. But I will say that I do think that the camera's phenomenal. I like that they added an action button on the side. I don't know if you've read about that yet. There's an action.
I watched the Apple event.
Oh, got you. Yeah, so you know about the action button, how they got rid of the vibration button, and now you can. It's an action button that you can program to be multiple things.
Yeah. I've seen it.
I programmed mine to be the camera, so I literally just hit it and it opens up, and now it's my camera. And if you hold it, it'll shoot a video, and if you just tap it, it'll take a picture.
See, I don't trust having that in my pocket still because it'd be like.
Well, no. You have to hold it. You have to hold the button down for 3 seconds to activate it to go into the camera mode.
What are we doing here, boys? Am I starting another one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not 3
The
seconds. It's like a
question you
second.
Play me back. Your move.
I'm playing you. You just mad because I took your night.
No, not at all.
Haha, I'm joking.
Yeah, Sean, look what I sent you on Instagram. That was done in Blender.
But
McDonald's to bring back Pokemon cards and Happy Meals.
Oh,
we thinking,
man.
boys?
yes, sir. Those you know those are collectibles. You know they're gonna be good. Let's ban
There are
Oregon.
15 cards available, 6 of which are holographic.
Ooh,
The
nice.
Pokemon Happy Meal will be available in locations until October 16th. But is that just for the US or for UK too? Because Loki, I might have to get a Happy Meal.
Haha, no, for real, bro. Sometimes they got dope ass toys, like when they were doing the Hot Wheel promotion.
Bro, do you remember how fucking sick McDonald's Happy Meals used to be, and now they're just like books and fucking crayons?
I know. It's like you're going to eat at a fucking Ponderosa.
It's such a fall from grace, man.
No, for real.
Eh, well.
Your turn.
Brian, do you know what's crazy here?
Secure the area.
What?
Keep the bombs protected.
Is that you're allowed to talk about, or like you can say stuff about Hitler and like Nazis, but you're banned from talking about Andrew Tate in the UK schools.
That's crazy.
Like, you can't even say his name. But you can talk about Stalin, Hitler,
Bomb location compromised. Plan accordingly.
and like, yeah, I get education, but like, you're silencing what people can talk about?
Sorry, boys, I had to use the bathroom.
Crazy. You could,
5
What were you talking about, though?
genuinely. I was saying in UK schools, they've banned like people talking about Andrew Tate. But you could sit there and talk about Hitler and the Nazis, you could talk about Stalin during the Soviet era regime. And like, you can talk about all that shit, but not...
You can't talk about someone, yeah, Tate, like just some regular old person. That just goes to show you how much power he has.
Just because he inspires young men to be men. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I know, it is. It's nutty.
Right, I'm up for a fat shit. Just
Yeah.
what y'all should know.
Oh, no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love having to take a fat shit. Feels good.
Are you really boys if you don't tell each other when you're about to have a fat shit?
No. It's because you're, what do they call it?
Here.
No. You're one gland.
What, Brian? What are you saying, Brian?
Huh?
Wait, what did you just say?
I said insecure.
What about me talking about going for a fat shit makes me insecure, man? Explain yourself.
I feel like the people that feel embarrassed about saying it are insecure.
Oh.
Oh, I figured out what I was gonna say.
Come correct.
Yeah, it's
Come
because...
correct.
That's what I meant the whole time, so I'm sorry that you fucking can't comprehend. Sean, play me back, fool.
Okay.
Yes, oh my gosh, thank you.
I heard that the male G spot is in the butthole. That's why it feels so good to poop.
You've been experimenting?
No.
I'm trying to be a bro. Teasing. Alright, I'll be right back. Oh, by the way, if I'm not back by the beginning of this round, you might have to kill me. Okay?
Yes, sir. I played you back, Brian.
All friendlies were eliminated.
That was ballsy.
What? You're about to take out my knight. Am I wrong? Were you not about to take out my knight?
No, I was.
Exactly.
Why you Snapchat videoing?
I didn't mean to.
Oh. Right back.
I will say the only thing that I've noticed about the iPhone 15 is that Snapchat is easily not formatted for it. Like
Secure the bomb.
it cuts out like at the bottom, like there's a big black box area where like the image could go down further, but like they're not using that part of the screen. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll take a Snapchat of I'll take a screenshot of your snap and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Let me go to your story.
Be advised, a bomb location has been compromised.
All right, I'm sending it on Snapchat. So this is what I see when I'm in Snapchat right now. It's pretty boof.
10 seconds left.
I'm wondering if there's an update for it. I need to go to the App Store and find out.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for hostile action.
Play it back.
That. All right, while I'm playing you back, look at that picture.
What picture?
I just sent you on Snapchat.
Oh, hang on. There's somebody right here.
Shit, there's someone on me too. Bad time to drone, buddy.
Oh, we should have killed him. No bueno. We fucked up, Sean.
Oh, what?
Kicked, bro.
Oh, no. Hopefully you can rejoin. We forgot.
Yep.
We totally forgot that.
You have been spotted.
All right, now they'll have to come to you. I just castled off everything.
There's somebody rappelling. Repelling. Ow.
He's gonna be here. He just blew through my castle.
Right here. Where?
Good stuff.
Hostile eliminated.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Like, it's just not formatted for it. And then, like, when I look at stuff on, like, stories, like, if I get, like, an ad, like, if there's text and it's towards the top of the text, it'll cut out the text.
Gotcha.
They just need to format it for the phone. I think that's all it is. They just haven't formatted it yet for the phone. I still get the point, though.
Y'all motherfuckers had one jump.
I know we did, and we literally messed it up. Just
Did you reconnect?
reconnect.
Yeah.
But, dope.
I played the Ginge on God for real. No cap. On the banner.
The bombs.
I played you back, Brian.
See.
It ain't no poster though, sir. It's just you caught the flying ticket dope. Boys, ripped the loudest fart into my fucking shit.
Oh my
It was
god.
crazy.
Op 4 is
You
Damn.
should have heard it. You probably could hear it down the hallway. Shit was so loud.
That's fucking hard.
10 seconds left.
You know which one I'm talking about though, right? You know, like when you go toilet
And
you're
it blows like a
desperate for-
trumpet.
Yeah, and you let out the biggest amount of gas. Like you could kill a child with the amount of fumes coming out of the rear end. Like crazy.
I feel you, I've been there.
I'm probably aware this is TMI at this point.
Shaking in your boots.
Don't, son.
He knifes
on
me
me, on me,
as I
on me,
kill
on me.
him. How is that even possible?
Skill issue.
Reload!
I'm kidding, Ryan.
User active.
Come on, come back around.
User located. Disable it.
Brian, have you heard about the Black Knight satellite?
No.
Look it up on Google.
Alright, I'm just deactivating the bomb real quick. That's
You know what
funny.
to tell you about?
Yeah.
So it's a conspiracy theory, right? That a spacecraft of extraterrestrial origin is near polar orbit of the Earth, and that NASA is covering up its existence or origin. Because in the 1960s, a bunch of government agencies around the world received a message, like, and they were like all independent, and they all read out the same message that it's from this coordinates in this place, like this part of the universe. And since then, like, it's been like rotating around the orbit of Earth, and like apparently NASA's trying to hide the fact that it's there.
Damn.
And there's like pictures of it and everything.
Yeah, I don't like NASA.
No.
Dude, I killed a centipede in my setup yesterday. It was fucking gross.
Damn.
I saw him, and then he like saw me, and then he went and hid underneath a piece of foam I have hanging on the wall, and I was like, that's not gonna hide you, buddy. And then I just crushed him with my shoe.
Bro.
Sounds like the B movie, but the B actually survived.
Yeah, I'm not that nice.
Setups. I got this Gorilla Tape, bro.
Your drone has found a bomb.
So like, I have a
Tape's
power strip. I have a power strip that's underneath my desk, and I have it literally taped to taped underneath my desk, so like you
Yeah.
don't see it at all. And I just have one strand of that Gorilla Tape on the back of it, bro. And like, you look at the power strip, and you can't even see tape. It looks like it's just literally just stuck to it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
5 seconds.
And that bitch don't move. It does not move, bro. Like, it is so fucking on there. I feel like I'd have to use a screwdriver to pry it off.
You might have to.
Bro, you're about to have me looking to get rid of all my cables that are sticking out. I have so many.
Hey, I got good cable management. I'm joking.
I used to have terrible until Avery came over, bro. Avery came over.
Lewis, was that you who said slid up on my one video that one time? It says, let me do your cable management for you. That might have been Avery.
That's probably Avery.
Yeah, it's probably Avery. I don't think that was me.
No, I think it was Avery. He was like, bro, he's like, that looks like shit.
He literally zip tied my cords and shit together. Like, it actually, he makes it look clean.
I
did that with only set before I moved house. Like, zip ties are very nice.
Oh my,
Especially when
what the
when
fuck, Brian? I just saw this guy just literally kill himself.
Are you still trying to grow your beard, Brian?
Down to one
Huh?
friendly.
Are you still trying to grow a beard?
Always. Never stop.
How's it looking?
I mean, the longest it's ever been.
Is it still in kindergarten phase right now? Okay. Sean, have you still got your beard?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hold up, fuck! Not you. I wasn't telling you to hold up. I was like, I don't know why. I don't know why I thought the enemy was gonna let me reload. Like, hey, hold up, I gotta reload real quick, homie. Show some chivalry.
Okay. I found a legendary thing for my beard the other day. Okay. So, you know, like when you see people and they have those sharp beards, like you could touch it and cut you. Right? And it's like sharp around the edges. I bought these like eyebrow razors. They were probably like $5, $6, right? It comes with a pack of 5. And if you use it and like if you want like wet your face and then scrape it off, bro, sharpest fucking it's so good. Yeah, I recommend it if you struggle having a sharp edged beard. It's amazing. Okay. And like this ain't me gassing it up, but like I've always kind of had a soft end beard and now I look cushy. Very nice.
When you mean soft end beard, what do you mean? Like the hairs are soft?
Like, you know, like around the edges of it. You know, like.
Oh yeah, you're saying like around like on your face, not like the beard part, but like where it grows on your face, like where the line starts to form into like where there's hair and no hair.
Yeah, you know, like how you have like a sharp line.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
If you use one of them, like it makes that sharp line. It's like you've just gone to the barbers.
Oh yeah. Nah, it's hard.
I don't know if you've got out for it,
Defuse a bomb.
but if you don't, I recommend getting them. You can get them very cheap. I think you can get them on Amazon for like $2.99.
Mine just kind of naturally grows like that.
Bro,
Lucky bastard. Where'd you get shot from, Brian?
y'all need to check it though. I just got spawn peeked.
I'll check it in a moment. There's a guy around there. I'll pick a few.
But the basement? Pick up the bomb. What are you doing? Why are you just sitting out here? Momo? Dude, our teammates are bots, bro. He's just sitting here.
Please send me, Brian.
Drop the diffuser.
Boosting adrenaline.
Diffuser has been recovered. Down to one friendly.
You know what he sounds like, Brian, in that video?
Damn it. Oh my gosh,
You know,
two of
like-
them
you
came
know,
out.
like a first-time driver who accidentally dips into the back of someone's car and scared of insurance going up. Like, he sounds like one of those trying to get away with it.
Damn,
They
there's
are
another
really
video
foul.
with him. Just standing there all calm and shit.
You know which ones I like the videos? Are the ones where it'll be like, you got any last words? And it's like, yeah, I hope you don't leave me hanging. And he's like, ah, and they just like the funny dad last minute jokes or something, last word jokes. Those always get me.
I feel like that, Brian, when I've just listened to a David Goggins speech. Listen to one speech in the morning and get up, nothing is stopping me.
That's how I feel after I do my devotional.
Is that like a religion thing, or am I being stupid?
No, yeah,
It is?
yeah.
Okay, thank God.
I have I'm doing one right now with my papa where we read through the whole New Testament in 1 year. And so every day will be like a chapter of a book in the Bible,
Yeah.
and there'll be commentary, and then you'll go through the reading. So it's like 10-minute commentary breaking down the lesson of like the what's the point of like the chapter, and then it goes through the actual chapter afterwards, and then it takes about 10-15 minutes, but it's nice.
Yeah.
I've actually almost gone through the whole New Testament. I'm started it in January 2nd, and I've done it every day. So
Yeah, I get you. Were you there when I was having the conversation about my religious beliefs with Gage?
I was not.
So I actually have a Bible, but I'm more of like an agnostic guy. So like I believe, but like at the same time like I have my own sort of beliefs. So like there's bits of every religion that I agree with.
Yep.
You know, but I'm not like outright devoted to a religion. And like I've been christened and stuff, you know, and I believe in like a higher purpose, but I don't know what that is, you know.
Right, right. Hey, that's good though. That's a great start though. I mean, a lot of people don't even got that though. Like
Yeah.
believing that there's a higher purpose or that we're here for a reason. Like a lot of people just be like, "Hey, alrighty."
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I feel like a lot of people are atheists because they're not open to considering anything.
No, I mean, yeah. As I said, like the fact that you already
Or they
believe
just
that
don't
there's
think, you know.
right. The fact that you're willing to admit there's something other than you, even though you don't know what that thing is, like that's leagues ahead of most people. Most people are so self-centered they can't even fathom the idea of like there being a creator or something that had created us for a purpose.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, it's fear though too. Like, cause like as soon as you start talking that realm, now there's a whole bunch of things you got to do. Like, oh crap, we're here for a purpose. Now it means I got to do stuff. There's stuff I was supposed to be meaning, and it does. It's a lot. I can see how it can be intimidating.
but at the same time, I feel like that puts so much pressure on people that can drive some people crazy.
Oh yeah, it can definitely push people away. I mean,
Like, that's something I've seen a lot where someone is so scared or so believes so much that like they warp their own reality with it.
oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I feel like I can even say I've been victim to it, feeling like getting so caught up in the rules of like the actual law and like the actual like the principle of like not being a hypocrite and trying to always try to be the best you can be and not to sin. The whole point of the Bible isn't to tell you not to sin, and it's not to tell you what to do. And the best way I've heard it explained is the Bible. The point of the Bible is to show you what you're not capable of doing, and explaining why God sent His only Son to die for you for grace. That's the point of the Bible. No, keep going.
And this is the thing as well. Is like I don't believe that all the stories in the Bible are true or like have happened, but I believe in the message behind them. You know, so like I can understand the messages behind them and stuff like that. But at the same time, like I feel like I've got more of a like I relate more to like Buddhism than I do Christianity. Because like I feel like a lot of their ways lines up with who I am as an individual.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's like with politics, and I know they're very different things, but like I'm not assigned to just one thing. Like I'm a bit of everything, you know.
Right.
And like they're all like it's all interesting to me. Like it didn't used to be a school. Like I used to piss about in school, with stuff like religion. But it's like I really like the line in the Bible about going through the valley of death. I'm sure you know that one. It's pretty famous.
Yeah.
Quote. I really love that one. But yeah.
You know what I like? Matthew, it says there's no place in your there's no height of your intellectual minds nor depths of hell that you could go where God will not be with you.
Yeah.
And the reason why I like that one is because it challenges you as a person, right? So what it makes you think is like it challenges you because it makes you think for a second. No matter how hard you think, no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, you will never be able to put yourself in a position where God is not with you, which is a good thing, because as humans, we really can mess up. We can really put ourselves in bad positions where like we have regret. And it's nice to know that there's so much that God's grace is bigger than all of our wrongdoing, that no matter where we go, He will always be with us. And then even further is then in the darkness is like He'll be with us. But then also what's nice is knowing like to follow it up, he said to he was giving a message one time and Jesus questioned the crowd. He says, which one of you by your own stature of thought, of power, of intellect, of anything can add even a single cubit onto your lifespan? A cubit is just a unit of measurement. So it would be no different than me saying which of you can add even a single inch onto your lifespan. And the point is nobody can. No human, no matter how great they may seem or appear, David Goggins, Andrew Tate, no one can add life onto themselves. Only God can do that. So it's really cool because it's a humbling thing. But when you learn humility, there is so much empowerment in it, because when you know the source of true power and you rely on that source, for me anyways, how I perceived it is it's just a better way. You get better results. They're more efficient, they're way more productive, they're positive, they're more positive. And I found relying on myself, I usually end up in more turmoil. There's more collateral, and it's all these ripple effects that take place as where like I found when I rely on God, that I don't have those ripple effects and those side effects that usually come with it. And if I do, He's there with me, as He said. So it's crazy how like even just one or two verses can really like encompass themselves throughout your whole day-to-day life. That's what I love about it. It's how applicable it is. No, I'm not. Are you in one?
fuck, it put me in a game on my own. Oh, cause my fucking shit fucked up, didn't it? God damn it. Yeah,
Damn.
then, I got kicked. It's all good, man. You guys go into another game.
I don't even know where Brian's at. It's okay.
I'm here, but I'm gonna have to get going, boys.
No, you're good, bro.
Okay,
I was just letting y'all finish out your convo.
Oh, you're.
I ain't finished.
Ha.
I'm fine playing.
Nah, shit. I could keep talking forever on the topic.
Alright, well, you guys have a great night.
Yes, you too, bro.
You too.
I'll talk to you guys soon. Yep.
Deuces.
Yeah, see, I'm like, I think that like, I believe that if you have open-mindedness, like these religious texts are like the best thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if you're not stuck in your own way and not like, what's the word? Like not open to change, or like if you think you know better.
Heart of heart.
I think, yeah, I feel like the religious books can be troubling because they, like, the people are ignorant to see through the betterment of it.
Right.
But I found the best thing in life in general is sort of introspectiveness. And I don't know if that's really ever spoken about in the Bible, but I found, like, what makes me me is being able to understand people's perspective and how their, like, past decisions in life have kind of led to who they are now.
No, absolutely, and I'm glad you brought that up because I actually feel like it's an unpopular topic. It's almost like it's taboo to talk about in the church, like, because you're not supposed to talk about yourself. It's all supposed to be about God, right? But that's not all true though. And you probably haven't known this. I've so far in the past summer I preached 2 sermons at my church. So I guess
Gage mentioned one.
Yes, and I just recently preached another one. And a lot of the point I'm trying to get at is self-accountability, right? Because if we're meant to call to be hands and feet of God, eyes and ears, and we're meant to be tools, then if we're not keeping ourselves as sharp as we can be as tools, we're not going to be as great of servants and as, you know, as a body of Christ as we could be. And so, like, for me, like, I think it's so important because you think it's important to introspect because of self-growth and overall performance. And I think it's important for self-growth, for overall growth and performance too. So it's like, it's the same thing. I think that a lot of the older generation don't understand that. I think it's like a foreign, it's like a foreign thought in their mind. Like it's an idea, like they're not able to wrap their mind around the idea of like, okay, you can do stuff on your own aside from God. Like, like you're supposed to build yourself. You're supposed, like, God doesn't hold our hands. He calls himself not, he even says he's not a puppet master. We're not puppets on a string. Like, we have free will and we're supposed to do with it as we're called. And
see, and that's the thing with religion is that's my one of the reasons why I'm not someone that's committed to a religion.
Mm-hmm.
And they all have this similar, like, downside, which it's not, well, it depends on how you view it. But, like, to me, like, having that you think that God should make those thoughts for you, and like that you're not like you're not self, you know, like you can't make your own decision.
Right. Yeah.
I think for me is the thing that's kind of like, well, hold on, like, you know, if like, for example, America's like the land of the free, sort of, you know, you've got the freedom to think and do whatever you please.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't see how, like, religion then can turn around and be like, well, you know, and I get that, you know, religion is older than America, for example. But I think that the point I'm trying to get to is, like, I think it's hard for people to be introspective when they're told that they have to think this way and only this way.
Oh, for sure.
And I feel like sort of the introspectiveness is what makes me, not in any good way, but what makes me a good person is that I'm able to identify what why people can make the decisions they can. And I think it's sort of a skill you have to master to like truly understand that.
Right. No, for sure. It's like it's having good morals, having good, it's the perspective, as you said, to be able to understand that there's more than just you, that there's outside forces, of other people, and you have to be aware of them and conscious of them, because if you're not, you're never gonna be able to consider them. Like, if you're not aware of the people around you, you're not aware of, like, the bus drivers, the taxi drivers, the delivery drivers, the teachers, the cashiers, you're not really, like, engaging actively and, like, considering what they're doing. You'll never be able to empathize with them. You'll never be able to meet them where they're at. You'll never be able to connect with them. And life's all about connections. It really is.
Yeah. And that's another thing as well. That's why I feel like my introspectiveness is what is my biggest trait, because like I can identify and understand why someone will feel the way that they do, or why they believe in what they believe in, or sort of if someone has an issue and they don't want to solve it one way,
right?
How I could speak a way to them in which they can solve it in a way from like past experience and stuff like that. And I feel like that's what makes like my problem solving and sort of my general knowledge on people so strong, is that sort of understanding of other ways of life other than my own.
No.
So like, for example, like when I came over to Michigan, like I'm not from there and there's things that I questioned, but then like when I look at it from another point of view, like I understand. So like the whole gun situation, I don't understand why people feel the need to have a gun. But then when I look at the perspective of an American, like someone else could have a gun that's come into your house, and the whole sort of, trying to recall them and stuff. Like I get that. Like that makes sense now. And I can understand why people would not want them banned.
Right.
So, and that's what I mean about introspectiveness. Like you have to be able to understand all points of views. And like, it's not to say that you still can't disagree with them, but it's just being able to identify what they view, And I feel like so many people struggle to do that.
No, absolutely. And I think that's what makes a good person, when you're able to compare and contrast. I think that's why they tried to make it such a big, heavy point in like school, like in English. Like, okay, I want you to take the stance of the other person, put yourself in their shoes. I want you to write a paragraph, at least, which I think a paragraph's not enough. I think they should have focused on it harder. I think that we should have had to write whole papers about topics we didn't like, backing it up, just because it would make people more, it would make people better. You need to be vulnerable.
We never had that at school.
Yeah, no.
Here, so.
Well, another thing too with introspectiveness that I wanted to jump back to real quick is the craziness is like what I don't like in religion and in the church is that it's almost like people have determined in their minds you can only be introspective or you can only be religious. You can't be both. And I completely disagree, because introspection is not like a religion. It's like they view it as like a self-righteous like a self-righteous religion, which isn't the case, because self-righteousness is its own thing. Like, you can be self-righteous, and there are things that are built upon self-righteousness and religions that are built on such theology. But that doesn't mean that introspection is self-righteousness, especially if you do it right. And I also think that introspection is more of a skill, as you had said. It's a skill set. It's something that you can train yourself and hone, and you can become better. It's no different than meditating. I mean, for the longest time, people in the church didn't meditate. They thought meditation was like a form of like witchcraft. Like, again, like, like I don't like the church's not open-mindedness to some things, but sometimes it makes sense, because there are some things that like we shouldn't be open to. I'm not going to get into that on stream, but there are some things that like you should be open to, because if not, you're going to hold yourself back. The problem is that you don't know what being open to things will bring in, being good or bad. You can't control it. And what I've noticed in the church is there's a lot of fear in that they just, if it could potentially be bad, They don't even want to take the risk. They don't even consider it.
Yeah.
And it is
That's
kind
another
of
thing- that's a-
no. Keep
That's
going.
actually another thing I have an issue with is the fear mongering side of things. Like,
Hmm.
if you feel the need to to have someone stay around because they fear things, that's not a way to live. And that I feel like that's why, like, I could see why America could have this problem, because I understand this is just America, but some people get so caught up on religion that, like, and the fear of doing wrong, that they microanalyze everything. It's like a OCD obsession. You know how, like, people get so obsessed over cleaning because if they don't, like, everything's gonna go wrong.
Right.
It's like that, and that's something I can't empathize with, because I don't get why you think that would be a way to keep someone in the religion. You know?
Yeah, I think it's more of like a personal problem between the person and their own relationship with God.
Yeah. But I feel like that should be a teaching that's there, like,
Oh, it definitely it should
you
be.
know, to not take it so hard, because I
Mhm.
feel like that's an issue with a lot of religions, is that they don't make it clear on, like, it's okay to sin if if you make up for the mistake of the sin.
Right.
So it's like, some people, like, have a spur of the moment and they accidentally have a fight and they've committed a sin. Or, just, like, I'm being quite broad. Like, they shouldn't worry for the rest of time about committing that sin. Like, they should be okay with reprimanding it,
Right.
instead of, like, and I think there needs to be, like, some clear stuff on it. I know there is, like, sort of things you can do, but
Well, absolutely, I agree.
that's the thing. I'd say behind Buddhism, I'm probably a Christian. So, but I know you can't be both. You know what I mean? But I'd say, like, I secondly relate to something like that.
Hey, bro, it's all good, bro. I'm just happy that you're willing to even just discuss it and be open to it, because, as I said, that's leagues ahead of most people. Most people aren't even willing to consider.
Because people are scared, man.
Well, they are.
It's
It's a lot.
It's like the whole trans thing. Like, I don't particularly get it. Like, that's probably one of the few topics where it doesn't make sense to me, because it's not just a simple, like, equation, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But with religion, like, I feel like it's needed, but there needs to be sort of a parameter on how people go about it. Like, there needs to be, well, obviously you can't change it, but, like, I feel like there needs to be a middle ground between how far they really go with it.
Right. No, for
Yeah.
sure. I think that the fear of sin is definitely a phobia. And I will say that I think that I had developed it at a point in time. I got so caught up in the idea of, like, not wanting to make the wrong decision, not wanting to make the wrong decision.
I think it's the phobia of fear.
Yeah, exactly. Of not wanting.
It's like a double entendre. Not like of the word, but of, like, doubling down on fear. Like, the fear of fearing something.
No, exactly. That's what it is. It's like the fear of something that is to come, that may not happen.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, and that's where, like, like I said, like, the Bible, the point of the Bible wasn't to make us fear sin. It was to make us understand that there's a solution to sin. So if anything, like, we just got to change our mindset on it and our reliance. Like, if our reliance is on ourselves, then as humans that are born in an imperfect world, imperfect creatures, we're going to sin. So once you accept that factor, it really just comes down to, okay, then what are you going to do about it? Cause and effect. So the cause is sin. But the effect is what? What are you going to allow your sin to affect you to do? Are you going to allow it to affect you in a ball and cry? Are you going to allow it to immobilize you and to petrify you from going out and doing stuff in the real world? Like, you know, as I said, I've gone through that season. You know, like, are you going to allow it to, or what are you going to allow it to do? Are you going to allow it to motivate you to become a better person? Are you going to allow it to, you know, to inspire you to be the best you can be? Like, what are you going to allow your sin to do? I think that that is definitely something that it would be a great teaching on, matter of fact.
And that's another thing as well. Is like I feel like religion should like how do I word it? It should be transparent on if it believes that its past teachings has like hypocrisized itself, or like, you know how like the past testament and the New Testament might have differences. Or like before Jesus died and after Jesus died, like the teachings sometimes, like I haven't read the Bible in a while, but there's times where it feels like it contradicts a tad. But I feel like religion struggles to kind of be transparent in its knowledge of changing its ways in sort of the lessons it tells. I don't know if you really understand why.
No, I totally get what you mean. Like, it's hard to like bring new flavor to the same dish.
Yeah.
Like, and that's I feel like that's been the problem for like the last like 20 years, right? Because when my papa was growing up, he went through what was called the Great Revival, right? That was when, like, I don't know if you know the name of Billy Graham.
No.
He was a big evangelist that had gone around, preacher that had gone around in like the 50s through the 70s. Super popular, super like influential, right? He used to have like he would have like altar calls and like lead thousands of people to Christ, right? And there was other people like that were doing good work, like Billy Graham. It was actually called the revival era of the time because of how many people were just getting saved and how much good work was being done for the Lord, right? But that ended about the 20th century, like the 21st century, I would say. About the 21st century, when technology started coming out and people started getting more distracted and they just started more to do, like, it just became harder for people to just appeal to the mass audience, because things were just so instant. Everything was so fast changing for the first time. I mean, even when technology first came out, it was so slow, but like it was so fast compared to like what we had prior to, which was nothing, or at least bits, you know, compared to like the last 30 years of like the 70s onward. So it was just so crazy that like it just captured everyone. So the problem is that like people were like, in church, people were like, okay, this is starting to become the same thing, different story. Or they were like, oh, well, like Facebook came out and now everyone's focused on their Facebook posts. And it's like, do you see what Jerry just did? Or did you just, like, you know what I mean? Like, things became so rapid that everything that it seemed like Jesus had done in the Bible and what his followers were doing was so slow and mundane. Like, it was like, man, we really got to read this whole chapter to get the point. But like, it's what's crazy about it is like, now that since I'm going through it now and actually like going through every book and like dedicating myself to do it, I'm actually getting a perspective that's far different than the slow mundaneness. I'm actually seeing revolutionary change take place in just few verses that like I didn't even realize was taking place before, because I was just not appreciating it and underestimating it and not really giving it my full attention. And like when I actually was sitting there and actually diligently listening and like being like, you know, fully, you know, focused, like I actually was like, oh wow, like there is magnitudes of what's going on. Like, you know, they say, you know, like especially when Jesus was speaking, like that was really when stuff was happening. But like even just like some of the details are so important to like history. And like just like how history portrays it. Like, I mean, like even like Herod the King, like he was a, you know, like we learned about Herod the King in history class, you know, like Pilate, like, you know, Pontius Pilate, like you don't learn about him as much because he's a little closer to Jesus, but like you learn about like all these rulers, these great people that were like around ruling at the same time, like Caesar. Like, you know about Caesar, everyone knows about Caesar, but they don't talk about how Jesus, they teach about Caesar in school, but they don't teach about how Jesus was trialed in front of Caesar. and how Caesar was the one that put Jesus to death. Like, they don't talk about that. Like, but that's the craziness of, like, when you really, like, get into it, like, it fills and bridges those gaps, and it just leads to a whole new way of, like, the world, like how it actually transpired in it. And it's very eye-opening, and it really gives you, like, an enlightenment and appreciation for, like, okay, like, there's two sides to every story, and it really allows you to empathize with people, as you said. Like, as you said, like, your introspection, like, allows you to really empathize with people. That's what I get from the Bible. Like, it allows me to really empathize with people because, like, real shit, you know? Real people getting hurt, and it's, you know, real life's in jeopardy. And it's hard because, like, before, like, you get into it, you don't really think about that. You just think of it like text on a page. It's history, right? I mean, is it not? It's history.
Yeah.
But you get into it, and the more you get into it, you feel it feels different. Like, yeah, it's history, but, like, it's alive, it's breathing, yeah, it's moving, it's right now. Like, it's history, but it's also the past, but the present and the future. It's different than just learning about Stalin and Hitler.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I agree.
But it's all exposure. I wasn't this way 2 years ago. I'll be straight up honest with you. 2 years ago, I still was struggling. I still didn't really understand. Like, I was afraid. I'm still afraid, Lewis. I'm afraid right now. I'm supposed to go perform my songs right now tonight at an open mic night. And I'm not doing it. Why? Because I'm afraid. I shouldn't be. I have all the songs written. I'm doing them for God. I literally have everything right. They're copyrighted. I have everything. All the cards are in my favor. I literally have a royal flush in front of me. I'm still not doing it. So don't ever be too hard on yourself. Don't ever feel like, you know, it's you know, you're not doing enough, or like, you know, you're not capable, or like, you know, you shouldn't be afraid, because I'm afraid. So it's okay.
Yeah. I think another thing as well that I feel like religion should teach is you should be strong within yourself before you're strong to a purpose. It's like, it's like with relationships, like, if you're not strong enough for your, like, significant other, you shouldn't, you know, you should wait till you're ready. And that's I think religion doesn't touch on enough. Like, it's kind of similar to what I was talking about. And, like, another thing as well is that when I was talking about the stories, it's like, I believe in the messages and stuff like that, you know? Like, the Minotaur thing, like, I think that's a good story. I know it's not true, but, like, the meaning behind it is, like, a good story, you know? I am speaking of the right one, right?
You're talking Old Testament? I don't know Old Testament as much. So if you're talking Old Testament, I haven't gone to the Old Testament. I'm gonna go to the Old Testament next year.
Yeah. So basically, I'm on about the Minotaur and the Labyrinth of Crete.
Have you heard about King Solomon?
I'm not like, I don't remember many stories or like many readings. Like, I'm not that religious type of person. Like I said, like, I'm christened and I know, like, the bigger stories, or like bigger tellings, sorry, not stories, the bigger tellings, but like I don't know enough about sort of every single, like, teaching. To be fair, like, in school I learned a lot more about Judaism and what you call it? What's the religion where you can't eat pork?
I thought that was Judaism.
Okay, yeah, so Judaism, I know that. The one with the Quran, I learned a lot about that religion at school. But, sorry, I'm in a game. It's
No, you're good,
trying
bro.
to concentrate and play at the same time.
I'm just cleaning up my Snapchat right now. I really only have like 50 friends on my Snapchat. My Snapchat's more personal, where I be posting all my personal stuff. Maybe I have 100 friends on my Snapchat.
Yeah, I mean, I cut a lot of people out of my life. I kind of separate myself from a lot of people. That's another thing. Is there a telling on like the people you're around is who you become to be type of thing?
Well, for sure. But I definitely think that you also are called to be a light and a beacon. And so, for instance, like Jesus hung around drunkens and prostitutes and tax collectors, and a lot of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Now, Pharisees and Sadducees were religious leaders, and so their biggest thing is like, how dare Jesus hang around with these unclean people? Does he not know who they are? But Jesus said that Jesus came as a physician for the world. He says, and you know, he followed it up by saying, he says, I'm a physician of the world. He says, for who needs a physician? He says, not the healthy, but the sick. So he's like, these are the people that need me. But what's crazy is that Jesus hung around all these people and never became like them. So I do think it is possible to be a light and a beacon and be around negative people or not the great people and still be a positive light. Now, is it hard? Absolutely. Is it almost impossible sometimes? Absolutely. And is it draining on your energy and just a lot? Is it overall just good experience? No. But I do think it's possible, and I do think that we're called to go into the darkness and to be a light, whatever that may look like.
But that's a thing though. It's like there's a difference between surrounding yourself around the people to better them than surrounding yourself around people that make you lose your ways. You know.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like people now lose their ways more than teach people the ways.
No, for sure.
I'm someone that is always like, I've always been someone that has been open to inquire and debate in a way we are now. Like, we're chill, and now, you know, like, you could probably be having a fucking drink or we'd be chilling and
oh yeah,
whatever. But a lot of people get heated about this. So it's like when I've had conversations with people and debating with things, like they've some people, and it's very rare, they try and say you got either this way or that way, and I don't agree with that. And they're the type of people that would, like, you know, they're the wrong type of people to surround yourself with, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's hard because it's a lack of maturity, but it's also like, that's why you got to look at people's heart. Because I was that way. Yeah. I'll be straight up honest with you, Lewis. I used to, in 9th grade, me and this kid used to get in heated religion arguments, straight yelling at each other. We'd slam fists on the tables and get inches from each other's face and would yell, and we would bring the cafeteria to silence, right? It was my fault. I reciprocated. I was the one yelling back. It was because he was an atheist and I was a Christian, and I didn't want to see him go to hell. I wanted to let him know, you know, I wanted him to be a part of, you know, the beauty of Jesus Christ. However, I was going about it the wrong way. I was way too aggressive, way too bold. I should have let him just find it on his own, been calm, not reciprocated, because what I was showing him is that that's not a type of person he would want to be with regardless. Because if he's not a Christian and he's seeing me as a Christian just being hot-headed and blowing up and belligerent, why would he want to be like that anyways? If that's how Christians are. And I was showing that to not only him, but everyone in the cafeteria, right? So I had to take a step back. I was in like 9th grade. I didn't understand that until I was like started writing my music again for God, and like was after like 20 and all that stuff. I went through a lot of growth. But like, you know, it was one of them things where it was like, I was exactly that way. So like, it's hard because that's where you gotta have grace, because like at the time, did I have many friends? No. Did I have the same friends I do now? Yes, absolutely. You know, and that's where like grace is nice, because like, would my friends have continued being friends with me had I would have did all that stuff? I'm sure they would have. Would I have done it to my other friends like Gage, Brian, all that? No, because they're way more civil. They wouldn't have even argued with me to begin with. But the point is that it's hard to judge a book by its cover, because you don't know why it was written. You don't know why it's trying to be doing it. And like, sometimes a book may seem just really, really big and intimidating and just a lot to handle. But like sometimes you just got to remind yourself there was a reason why it was designed that way, and like we got to look, we got to not be so uh prejudgtive and or intimidated. And I think like I have a quote, a famous quote that says we cannot mistake inspiration for intimidation. It's one of my famous quotes I have because it's single-handedly one of the most dangerous things that we do as humans. We look at something that's supposed to be inspiring, and instead of getting inspired by it, we get intimidated by it. And instead of it becoming a positive, it's now a negative. And now that negative burning sensation is inside of our mind or heart, and it's now affecting every emotion, every decision, every action, the way we speak to people. And now everything's rippled effect to it just because we were intimidated instead of inspired. And it's horrible. You've seen the plague of that all throughout generations, all throughout the world. You know what I mean? Oh, you have land that we want. Instead of getting inspired by it and finding a way to work it out in a civil way, we're just going to take your land. And if you don't agree with it, we're just going to kill you with smallpox. Like, how many times have you seen it? Like, oh, you have slaves. We don't want to work for free, so we're going to buy your slaves and we're not going to treat them good. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's so many stories about how people could have been inspired, but instead were intimidated.
Yeah. See, the good thing, the first things you were talking about was the fact that you were able to identify sort of your past transgressions, like the problems that once plagued you, that you understand that you could identify a way in which you could have executed your talk differently. And I think that's something that I feel like a lot of people, especially today, struggle with is being able to articulate their linguistics properly. You know?
Absolutely.
Like misspeaking is something that I feel like in this day and age is very prominent. And that's like not even just religion, that's like people in general. And I think it brings a massive problem. And ultimately, like, in a weird way, I feel like that's why the trans thing is such an epidemic at the moment. Is people's misunderstanding of communication, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
If that makes sense.
No, absolutely. And I think it's definitely a skill. Because I thought I was good at it because I wrote music, but I realized, like, no, because you really have to have patience. And you have to be calm. Because those two things will throw you right out the wire. You don't got patience, you already are doomed the conversation from the get-go. Because you already are not willing to go the distance, to go to the lengths that are required to make the conversation successful. And then second of all, if you got patience but you can't keep calm, you're willing to go the distance, but now you're going to do it out of anger, out of spite, out of pride. And that's hard too. And it's hard for people to lay down their pride.
Yeah. I think the problem, another thing as well, is like the people who have been pride and humble is knowing that, like, the times of when to be both, or either, sorry. So, like, there's times where you should be prideful of who you are if it's a matter of truth, if that makes sense. And then you've got the alternative of there's times where if there's someone that knows better, to kind of be open-minded to listening. And I think knowing that is a strong trait for someone to identify. But I think, like, just behind the introspectiveness, I feel like having an open mind is something that people should have as a necessity to succeed in social interaction and sort of day-to-day life. Because if you sort of lack the open-mindedness to understand people's perspective, I think it becomes a big issue.
No, absolutely.
To, like, sort of understand people as a whole.
Absolutely. And
if you take introspectiveness, open-mindedness, And a bit of psychology and like sort of body languageness. Like, if you can have that, you can pretty much do anything. Like, I'm not particularly a good businessman, right? Like, I'm just going to be transparent with you. I'm very bad at business, but because I can understand and be open-minded to conversation and stuff like that. I've been able to put myself in positions I never thought I'd be able to go in because of that. If that makes sense.
No, absolutely. Like humility is huge, as I said. It is such a growth, like such a teacher. Like if you are humble, you will forever be teachable, and if you're forever teachable, you're forever valuable. Because now you're able to
Yeah.
make yourself a weapon because you're always sharpening yourself, always just being the best you can absolutely be, and people are gonna appreciate that. At least they should, anyways, because if not, then they got issues on their own, and that's that person's personal issue.
I don't know if it's so for me. It's not a thing of fear of humility. I think it's the fear of judgment that's the problem. Because I can feel humiliated with myself, you know what I mean? But 99% of humiliation comes from judgment from others. If you
Yeah,
kind of see what I'm getting at.
yeah, no, exactly, absolutely.
And I think sort of people need to see that sort of side of things. Like, I don't know how to word it. That's the thing. I don't want to talk and misspeak on what I'm trying to comprehend.
Thank
I
you for
think-
using Yahoo's
do
phone
you kinda get what I'm
verification
getting
system.
at?
Your code is
1 second.
3 9 3 8 0 1. Once again, your code is 3 9 3 8 0 1. Goodbye from Yahoo.
Okay. My bad. I was just signing into my thing, and I had it send me a code, and for some reason that time it decided to call me instead of text me the code. But
Yeah, you good.
but yeah, no, I do. I think that like for people, like it's definitely like because as you said, like it's not because it's not like it's not all about humility. Like
Yeah.
I think it's more about vulnerability. Honestly.
That's the thing. Like the fear of judgment.
Right.
Like that for me, I think is the number one cause of anxiety and people's depression. It's the fear of judgment and not being what they fantasize the outcomes to be. You know how like you think saying this to a certain person won't desire this outcome. Is people fear sort of the outcome not becoming what they envision.
Right.
I think that's something even I still learn with, you know, like I feel like if I do this then I can rectify this problem. But obviously, you know, that's not how life works, and I think that's a teaching that I think is very powerful for someone to come to terms with is knowing that sometimes the outcomes are in your control, but that can lead to the best decisions.
Absolutely. And that's why you got to take that risk, that leap of faith. It's really about faith. It's really about faith. It's not about humility. Because if you have faith, it doesn't matter what you do. You can be the most arrogant person in the world, but if you have faith, then you're bound to make something happen. I mean, that's how evil people rise. I mean, they rise. I mean, they have faith in what they're doing. I mean, even if it's not a good idea or it's an evil one, they still have faith in it and they execute it. You got to have faith.
And this is another thing as well, like, I mean, look at us now. I feel like we both learned something from this, and, you know, I'm not exactly a Christian, but, you know, you can kind of see what I've been getting at with certain things, and like how you're able to identify that it's a faith thing and not a humility thing, you know. And it's the same with me, like, there's things that you've said which I agree with, you know, what I previously thought of, but people need to be open to conversation because that's what makes you grow and that's what gives you the perspectiveness is the willingness to grow. And I think that's the problem is I feel like certain religions only make you able to go so far, if that makes sense.
No,
Because
absolutely.
obviously, as you were saying, like the whole, you know, putting blind faith in a god. Like I understand why for some people that can't see the moral of reason and stuff, how that might be a good path or, you know, something like that. But if I feel like if someone can identify and have their own sort of opinion, it's what makes someone a person, and not having, you know, all these alter motive things. But like I said, like the Bible only lets you go so far in self-growth because of that constant, you know, hearing to God, if that makes sense.
Right.
And I feel like it takes away a bit from the of oneself and one's own addictiveness to who they are.
Right. And I agree with you. Definitely.
And like that's not even coming from like a disrespectful point of view, but that's coming from like a not so religious person but sees the point in it, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. And I think that like I think the Bible doesn't talk about self at all really much because I mean it does. It tells you what it really gives you a lot of guidelines and like of like how you should carry yourself and like your mindset and your heart, and it definitely does a lot of that. But it doesn't really talk about the introspection part. I genuinely think it's because God knows that we as humans are gonna automatically be inclined to self. That's something that we already just do. Like we're with ourselves, we're by ourselves, we're with, you know, like we're always thinking about ourselves, like our conscience. Like he knows that. So the whole point is he's trying to bring us away from self so we can realize the importance and the beauty of focusing on him and the prosperity. But I think that I definitely think that there's also other value aside from just being pulled from yourself and turning towards God. I think.
Points to this as well.
Mhm.
There's 2 points to this as well. Is like, I think the problem with that is like the fear element, like they don't is I think putting this stuff in there could make people view it wrong and be a bit like they get away in thinking that their opinion matters too highly than what they've
Right, then like what it's supposed to.
and yeah, and you see it in the modern day now. People are so like self-entitled, and I think that's kind of what he was fearing would happen. But you could look at it the other way around, and like, you know, I could be completely wrong with this, like, and I, you know, I can accept that I could be, but I don't see how one person. So like, obviously in the Bible it says to follow him and believe in him, but you shouldn't, like, you should give it all up to him because he knows right. But where do you kind of draw the line between God being right and you being right? Like,
Oh shit, hold up.
because it says for you to blindingly listen to God, right? Is that a correct thing?
Well,
And
I think that like it also, but I don't think it says to blindly listen to God because it also says that you should question God. It says that you should ask God's questions. You shouldn't necessarily question God. Like you shouldn't question his authority, but you can ask God questions. Like I mean, even Jesus asked God on the night before when he was at the Mount of Gethsemane. When he was the night before his crucifixion, he even asked God. He says, he's like, if it is in your will, Lord, let this cup be passed from me. But if it is not, then I will carry it. Even Jesus buried sorrow, and even him in his most extreme sorrow, even he pleaded with God and was like, even on the cross, he pleaded with God. He said, "For God, for Father, why have you forsaken me?" He even said that. So like, even Jesus bore record of having question for God and why he was doing what he was doing. I think what the problem is people are afraid to ask God questions, like they fear him. And I don't think that you're supposed to fear God. Like, I agree. Like, you're supposed to have fear of his authority and his power. Like, if the same God who can create everything the same God that gives can take away. Like, you should have fear in that aspect. But you should never fear your father, just like a regular child should never fear their father. If my son, Jedediah, feared me, I'm doing something wrong. If I pose so much of a threat to my own son that he's genuinely afraid to ask me a question about even a simple topic, whether it's homework or something to go with school, with relationships, with just like my own personal life, something he saw on TV.
Before you forget, there was something you were saying about, believing in God's way, and before I.
No, you're good. Yeah.
What do you remember what that was? Just because it adds to my point, it's very important.
That I think the part about if it's in your will, let it be done. That part.
No, the like listening to God over like yourself sort of thing.
Yeah. So my perspective on that is this, and there's a lot that's gone into it, a lot of like trial and error, and a lot of like personal growth. There's a whole backstory I could give on it about how like at like 13. I actually told God that I'm like deliberately I'm turning away from him from this moment forward. I'm make every decision on my own, and I'm not going to listen to God, not going to question him for anything, not going to seek his provision or knowledge or enlightenment. I'm just going to do it strictly on my own strength and knowledge and the wisdom that I gained from experience, right? I can easily hands down say that was the worst 6 years of my life. I broke more hearts. Yeah. I had more heartbreak. I had contracted STDs. I lost 2 amazing women. I crashed. I completely totaled the car, almost jeopardized the kid's life. I was running rampant on the streets, cheating on my girlfriend, having sex with any girl that would have sex with me. No standards, was truanting office all throughout school, didn't care about my grades, didn't care about my social image, didn't care how people were perceiving me, didn't care about anything. But yet still wondering why no one liked me.
So I get what you're saying. There was one thing that you said that was really I really needed a question to answer to.
No, you're good, man. I know.
You thought. I do I understand, like, that's a great point though that you made. And that's what I mean is I feel like the religious texts are very good for someone to understand, like how their actions have consequences and how they should view things, and it teaches them to be better. And I think that's the best part about religious textbooks is their way in which it makes people be better.
Absolutely.
But the one thing that you were talking about was listening to God's word and this and that, but what makes God's word mean more than someone else's? And I think that was kind of the question.
Yeah, no, that's a good question.
Is it not hypocritical to have that way about it?
So that kind of brings me back to what I had said about how Jesus had questioned. He said, which of any of you, by your own stature, by your own thought, your own voice, your own thought, can add even a single inch onto your own life? He says, nobody can. He says, but only God can. For when God speaks, things come into existence. For in the beginning there was nothing, and for God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God spoke the heavens and the earth into existence. I think like when you
isn't that the same as manifestation?
Well, there's a difference between manifestation and creation. And there's also a difference between and so, like, for instance, like I'll couple manifestation with invention. Because essentially what you're doing when you're manifesting is you're inventing something. You're inventing a scenario that does not yet exist, and you are trying to achieve that scenario through through innovating yourself, through lengths of self-growth, through lengths of self-preservation, of introspection, and you are trying to achieve, you're trying to create, and you're trying to invent something, right? Now the problem is that you're never really genuinely organically creating something on your own in definition, to the sense that if God created everything, the heavens, the earth, the air, the trees, the birds, and all the organic resources, no matter what we create in this earth will always be a byproduct of God. Because if we have to use God's resources to make it, which inevitably we all do, then all the glory, all the credit should go to God, because he was the one who gave us the capability in the first place to even do it. He's the one who gave us the thought, the thought power to even think of such a thing. The air we breathe and the life that we have.
See, but now I've got 2 points. And
Yep.
Like this is just me being like transparent.
Yeah, no, you're good, bro.
With the manifestation thing, I don't entirely agree.
No, it's
Because
okay.
when you're manifesting, you're creating that reality for yourself, you know.
Yes.
And to me, like, that's why I wouldn't say there's a difference between manifesting and creating, because when you're manifesting, you are creating what you believe is best for you. And the other thing as well is like, yes, God could have put that thought there, but then this is like the agnostic side of me, which is like, well, what put that there in God? You know?
Right. That kind of goes back to like, well, who created God, and then who was before God,
Yeah.
and those are questions that even in the Bible, there's never clear answers on. They never specifically say God had came from this place or this origin in this realm. It just says in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God.
And that's the thing, like, with sort of how life is in general, like, that's how universes work. They explode from nothing to something, and then when they become everything, they burst into nothing.
See,
and I feel like that's the same with sort of God. Like, it's always a never-ending spiral of being somewhere in nothing. And I think, you know, there's a way with, like, it's something that you probably could never answer. And it's like that, what came first, the chicken or the egg, you know? So yes, technically, it could have been the first, but then it's kind of said that God isn't human, right?
no.
See, and that's what I'm saying, is he's something else. So was he birthed, or was he created? And that's something that is unclear. And yeah.
So, to answer the first part to what you were saying is, from my understanding, is the idea of we can't be something and nothing at the same time, right? Correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I agree with I agreed with that for such a long time. I had such an issue with, how are we supposed to be called to be useful vessels, to be a high prestige, to live a godly, righteous life, but yet still be called to surrender ourselves, to humble ourselves to a level of servitude to where we are considered nothing. How does that work?
Yeah.
Well, I had come to the conclusion, and it says in the Bible, but I had come to the conclusion it's because our reward is not on this side of the grave. Our reward is not yet on earth. It says many of times in the Bible that your riches are in heaven. And any man who stocks up treasure for himself on this earth is a fool. For this earth, treasure can be broken into by thieves, and where gold is corrupted by the moth and by the corrosion. He says, do not invest or even stockpile even a seed on this earth. He's like, for the riches, the treasures that you have stocked up pile in you in heaven are mightier than even the greatest of thee that the earth has ever seen.
Yeah.
And so it is hard, because what I had to do was I had to switch my mindset to a kingdom mindset. My papa started preaching on it like 2 years ago. And what the kingdom mindset is you walk, you are on the earth, but you are not of the earth. And Jesus says that too. He calls his disciples to be on the earth, but not to be of the earth. What that means is that you are humans, just like everyone else. You have your own sins, your own problems, your own emotions, but do not give in to the way of the world. Do not give in to the sex and the drunkenness and to the belligerentness and to the evilness, the envy, the greed, the spite. Do not be of the world. So when we walk through this world, we're supposed to be called to a higher purpose, a higher elevation of kingdom mindsetness, so that no matter what is going on or being portrayed around us, we are setting a standard that we are called to be, which is prestige. That's the prestige part of it. But the part of it where we're supposed to be nothing is the thought of it. We, in all of our prestige, are not mightier than any of thee. And that's what a lot of Pharisees and a lot of religious leaders get wrong. They'll think I'm a pastor, I'm a deacon, I'm an elder, I'm an altar boy. These ranks, these roles, they give people they give them false sense of authority. And a lot of times people in those false sense of authority will forget to remind themselves that they, just like everyone else in the crowd, in the pews, and everyone else that's walking, even the crackheads on the street, we're no better than they are. And that's a hard thing for people to admit. It's a hard thing for people to accept, because they look at the crackhead, the homeless people on the street, and they look at themselves and they have to say, well, certainly we are not of equal stature. There has to be something that makes me better than that person, but there's nothing.
Yeah. Well, this is something, and this is going to pivot to my last thing because it's almost 2 in the morning. So,
No, you're good, man. Yeah, no, you're good.
But the whole being something and nothing at the same time, and like, this is the agnostic side of me again talking, but like with gravity, I can't see it, but I can identify that it's there because of, like, if I dropped a controller, I can't see it, but I can notice the action of it happening. And the same with, like, there's probably a few examples. Or, like, with heat. Like, I can't see the heat, but I can feel the heat. And that's how I know that there's something, even though there's nothing I can see.
Mm-hmm.
And the same with manifestation. I can't see it, but I know that I've created the idea in my head and fulfill it into reality. And that's something that isn't there, but I can see it. But the problem with God is, I don't see it. I don't get that same thing that I do with manifestation or
Right.
gravity. And that's not to say that I'm not open to God, because I'm an open-minded person, but I just never see it. And I think that's kind of one of my main problems is I can always identify what is and what isn't, whereas with this, like, it's a grey area because I've not seen it.
Mm-hmm. So what I learned no, keep talking. Sorry, my bad.
I don't know if I'm making any sense when I say that.
No, you're making complete sense. So what I've, in the last couple of years, and I'll always say that because, like, I really didn't start having, and what I mean is I really didn't start having a personal relationship with God until I was 20. Like, it's one thing to know about God and to believe in him and have respect for him and to value what he's doing, but it's another thing to have a personal relationship with God. And that really only comes through just time spent with God. And that can be done through any way. That can be done through worship. It can be done through prayer. It can be done through meditation. It can be done through introspection, just as long as you include him in your introspection, in your meditation, in your worship, and in your prayer.
But that's something I feel like introspection is something that should be a self-discovery, not something that has someone there at all times, because then it's not really self-thought or self-knowledge. It's someone, being the bird on the man's shoulder, which I don't think has the introspective. Because say if the person you're trying to be perspective about doesn't believe in Jesus or God, or they believe in a different God, then you struggle to get that perspective because of God always being there.
No, absolutely. So, perfect example, right? You probably think I'm a very godly man, and yet throughout the whole duration of this conversation, I've been able to relate to, I think, pretty much everything you've said, and been able to understand it and connect to it in some sort of way. And I'll tell you how that comes. You're right. That doesn't come from the Bible. That comes from being human. That comes from being a sinner.
Yeah.
As a sinner, we are all sinners, regardless. No matter how great of a Christian people want to claim to be, there's no such thing as a great Christian. And only the ones that have a really strong relationship with God know that. There's no such thing as a good person. It says that God envies no man. God respects no man. God holds no man in high esteem, except for his son, whom he's well pleased, he said. But there's no one. There's nobody that in anything that they've ever done, God looked at them and was just like, "Yep, I respect that through and through," because everyone's a sinner, and in that sin, we learn how to empathize with other sinners.
God doesn't respect at all, or just not completely.
So, for instance, God loves us, and God has grace for us. But I don't think God looks at any human being in his heart of hearts and thinks that any of us are doing absolute right. Because we're all doing wrong. There's no such thing as absolute right if we're all sinners. I'm not doing absolute right. I'll tell you my sin. I still watch pornography. I still get caught up in the trap. That's sin. I'm committing lust against the flesh, and it speaks very severely against the Bible and how that's the only sin that when you commit, you're actually harming yourself. So it should be something I should be very easily to get over. No other sin, when you commit it in the Bible, says it is an act against one's own self, except for lust against the flesh. That's how severe that one is. So I'm a sinner too. I can easily identify with that. But because of my addiction, I can now identify with anyone with addiction. I don't do crack cocaine or shoot up heroin, but I could understand the struggle with trying to let it go and get over it, and the withdrawals and the constant feeling of guilt and the temptation from the enemy and the deceiver of constantly trying to riddle your mind and your thoughts and filling your heart with those emotions and those feelings of euphoria. I get that. That's all real to me because I've been there. But you know what else I also understand? Having a personal relationship with God, I'm now, on top of knowing the negative and all the bad side of it, I know the positive. I know a way out. So now not only can I not just empathize with that person and sit down with them in their suffering, I now know how to stand up with that person and help them walk on their own 2 feet. Now, I'm not saying you can't do that with self-introspection. I'm not saying that you can't learn to motivate people into woo the crowds. The point of life, though, is the kingdom of God. It's not earth. So if we're rising people up, but we're not pointing them to the kingdom of God, we're inevitably still setting them up for failure somewhere down the line. Because there's only 2 places you go when you die, heaven or hell.
Yeah, but again, I this is me not saying it's wrong.
Yeah, no, you're good, man.
I wouldn't entirely agree about that. I feel like the sense of life is to bring more life, not to serve it to another life. You get what I mean? I don't live to tell someone a message. I live to bring something of value to the world, aka another being, or does that make sense? I wouldn't say that a sense of life is to spread a message.
No, for sure. Well, I think not everyone's called to do the same thing either.
No. There's some people I think are unfit for it.
Hey, no, exactly.
There's that as well. But I feel like the majority of it is to bring more life. You brought, is it Jedediah?
Yes.
That for me would be my, that to me is life's purpose. but also bringing them to understand what life is the most important. And to me, that's sort of the meaning of life and the sense of life and the reason for it is to give more to what is not already there, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, exactly. I think that I'll leave you with this. I think that if life was truly about creating life, Jesus would have had a child, but he did not. I think that life is about servitude. I think that life is supposed to be lived for others, but I don't think that everyone's called to do that the same way. Like for instance,
as we said it as a sense of life or like a purpose, like we said, not everyone's assigned for that. But maybe like that's the reason why Jesus didn't have a kid, is because you can't have too many people saying the same thing. I need there's a way I'd have to sit down when I'm awake a bit more.
No, you're good, man. Yeah, no, I know it's getting late. Yeah, you're good. And as I said, this is the last thing I'll leave you on. Two things. One is God says that we're all the body of Christ, and he says that we are all to be called to different purposes. He says, for what are the eyes without the ears? And he says, what are the ears without the mouth? He says, for if we were all eyes, where would the smelling be? And if we were all ears, where would the hearing or where would the seeing be? And so that's just the one part I wanted to say. So I think that we can all serve others in even just simple ways. I think the best, we all serve people regardless. If you're really wanting to know how you serve people in a godly sense compared to an earthly sense, you just don't expect anything in return. That's really the only difference. It's just not doing it for a price point, not doing it for the gain. Now, in this capitalistic society, that's not always realistic because we all need to consume and eat and have clothes and shelter. So it's a happy medium. It's finding how to be a businessman, but to also know when you have the opportunity to give, to do so. And I think that's what it's all about. Now, the thing I'll leave you on is this. You said that as Gnostic, you look at things for what you can see, right? And you brought up gravity. I love that point because faith, God, is just a lot like gravity. It's something you can't see, but the more you build a relationship with him, or even surround yourself with other people that have a relationship with him, the more you will start to see the effects of it. You'll feel the love.
This is where I disagreed though, because I feel like I'm so open to a set commitment, but of not seeing that sort of calling to do that it's not like, you know, something's got to give is what I'm basically trying to say. Is like for someone like me, like if I drop my controller, I see the effects of it, you know what I'm saying? And that's and me being open-minded to it should be enough for him to put his hand back into mine to you know, bring that. And because I'm not seeing that, I'm struggling to kind of get that sort of feeling that I get out of, you know, gravity and sort of manifestation.
No, for sure.
Because I provoke the action and I see the result. Whereas like with this, it's the only thing that I can think of where I do it but I don't get it.
Right, where you're not in control. Right. So what it really comes down to...
No, well, it's not control, because I don't control how a ball falls. I just let go of it.
Right, but it got you. It's more about just a cause and effect of seeing it play out and feeling like you can't actually interpret it, right? So what it really comes down to, it's an identity thing. You have to learn how to identify the characteristics of God. And those are, and that's a hard thing to do. Even some of the longest devoted Christians still struggle with having a personal connection. Some people say they can't even hear God's voice, which if I couldn't hear God's voice at this time, for how long I've been doing it and how devoted I don't, that would be a problem for me. But I do. I can talk to him right now.
That's the thing, I can't, and I think that's my main thing is that because I think that's the main thing of like me being agnostic is I'm someone that, you know, I'm open to things, and you know, I feel like if something was to give by now, I would have seen it or could have identified it, whereas it's not happened. And it's not to say that I won't ever expect it, because it's, you know, I'm always open-minded to things, but that's why I'm agnostic, because I feel like any god could come out to me at any moment, not just like one that we know of.
Right.
Or, you know, like but at the same time, like, I can identify right from wrong, so I know, like, I won't fall into a trap of, you know, being, what's the word?
Manipulated?
Misguided. Manipulated, that's the word.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
No, definitely. And all I'll say is this, is that it took me 2 years before I even heard God's voice. Like, when I was younger, I heard it, but then I walked away from God. I mean, I could kind of always hear God's voice, but like when I was when I was like 20, it really took from like 20 to 22 to really clearly hear his voice and understand, like, okay, this is what he wants me to do. And you know what I did? This is something, it's so simple, you could do every day. Just pray these things. God, today I would pray that you just give me your eyes so I could see your way. Give me your ears so I could hear the way you hear. Give me your mouth and your tongue so I could speak the way you speak. Give me your hands and your feet so I can work the way you work. And just pray that every day. Just pray that God will give you his sight, his heart, his brain, his hands, his feet, and just go through the day doing what you would normally do. Had said, prayed that, and God, that invitation, because since God's not a puppet master, he's not going to force himself in your life, because that would be hypocritical. That would be against what he preached. But that invitation to allow him into your life, just keep praying it and just pay attention. And you'll notice little small micro things. Micron at first. It'll seem so micron, but then it will turn into macros. And then those macros will start turning into fleets, and then you'll start getting these overwhelming waves of feeling, and they'll start to overtake you. And don't press away from it. Keep praying to God. Keep asking him, what is this? What do you want me to do? Keep praying to keep giving your hands in your seat, and that you don't get discouraged. And I promise you, one day, you will look back and you will see God's hands on everything that you've walked through. And for the first time in your life, you will see it. It won't be something that you're just speculating. It will be something tangible. It'll be something you will see, you will feel, you will taste. But it is a journey. It takes some time.
Well, this is the last thing I'll say is I've been open-minded as can be for the past 4 years, and I still haven't had that. And I'm someone that I can't put blind faith in something.
Mm-hmm.
And as we said, sort of the manipulation of things, like, I don't put blind faith in people that I don't know for such reasons, because I can't seek to understand them. Like, body language, that is enough of a teller for me, but I mean a complete stranger that I can't see, I can't put blind faith in something like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of the same with God. Like, I'm open to it, but if I will not put blind faith into it. And if I don't reap what I sow, then it's, you know, it's not a thing of me being self-entitled, but it's just me being, you know, it's me looking out for myself.
You're being cautious of who you are. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, exactly. I would just.
I'm an indecisive person. This Brian knows.
Yeah,
and that's kind of why I'm like how I am with everything, and I'm very in the middle about everything, because, you know, you can never say blindingly that is what it is. And, you know, governments, how they are, and politics, how they are, like, that's a prime example of what I mean. Like, they're not what they preach.
No, exactly.
So,
no, easily. And
me too. Have my last.
Easily. 1 second. My bad. My controller turned off again. Easily. And I just say this. I personally believe that the Bible has an answer for everything, every life's problems. I mean, there's even a portion in the Bible that tells you how to get mold out of a room. And so, Like, I believe that any
It doesn't tell you what, but it doesn't tell you who made God though.
exactly. There are some questions. You're right. You're right. There are some questions that we will have to ask God when we get to heaven, and it does say that in heaven we will have the knowledge of God, so we will know all. So we will definitely get the answers to our questions, especially those ones that we're all itching for.
Would you ask him that in the waiting room, or do you ask him that when you're in heaven?
I don't believe that there's a waiting room. I believe that when you die, you either go to heaven or hell, and that's based on your salvation and where you've put your salvation, whether that's in Jesus or not.
But do you not believe that there is a way in which you can explain what is being classed as a sin, and cast away that sort of opinion of it being a sin because of the actions or the how do I word it? So you know how sometimes someone will act a sin for the greater good?
Right.
I would say that a waiting room would be necessary to kind of explain why having that sin was good for the greater good of everyone else. But I don't know whether, you know, I'd like to know what you think on that. But
So it says that God can't be in the presence of sin. It says that God is the opposite of sin, and that if God is in the presence of sin, he destroys all sin.
and that's the thing, you know. Sometimes I think what is classed as a sin, if it serves the greater good, is the right thing to do. For example, if you find someone is going to kill someone who isn't a believer in God, and you have to commit a sin of murdering someone to protect several people, to me that's a sign of committing a sin for the greater good of everyone else.
Right. Well, God says to follow the law of God, but to also follow the law of the land. So, like, for instance, like the law of the land says that if someone breaks into my house and I have a gun, legally I'm allowed to shoot them, as long as their back's not turned to me.
But that's
And if I kill...
But in the UK, that's not the case. If you kill someone for burglary, you will face murder here.
And what I would say to that is move to America. But no, but I get what you mean, though.
You see then how that is a problem.
Right, but do you see how that's more of a problem with the law of the land and not the law of God? Because God says not to murder regardless. God says that to even have a hateful thought against your brother is to commit sin against them.
Yeah, but that's the point though, is if you know this guy's going to kill 2 women and 2 children, is it not the right thing to kill him for the greater purpose of everyone?
If you want my honest opinion,
let them just die.
If I tried everything I did, I tried all the negotiating tactics, and I did everything I could. I was completely reasonable, and I couldn't talk any sense into that person. He's taking a bullet to the head. I'll ask for forgiveness later, because I don't think that's going to keep me out of the kingdom of heaven.
But that's what I'm saying is, wouldn't you say that a waiting room would be warranted to speak upon that experience, to explain why it was reasonable to sin within that moment?
No, only because it's because of the only its only reason why is because it's the only way that we can enter into the kingdom of heaven is the reason why. So it doesn't matter what you do, good or bad, you can only enter into the kingdom of heaven through the atonement that Jesus did by sacrificing himself on the cross, the perfect lamb, the perfect sacrifice, and it's in belief.
But then with that example, do you see how that could be viewed as flawed in a way? If God is not there when you sin, even though you are protecting a greater good, and then could face hell because of such heinous act.
Well, if you have your faith in Jesus, you'll never face hell, regardless what you do. Even a child molester could put his faith in Jesus, turn around his life, and he's gonna go to heaven. And that's where people have problems with.
But do you see my point though? How sort of that system of just no waiting room and no explanation could then be seen as flawed.
Well, no, I agree. I think that like it's hard because like as humans, we want to feel like we have the ability or the power to explain ourselves. But the problem is that we've done enough explaining through our life.
For me, it's just serving a greater good, and I think that's why I class myself as agnostic, is I'd rather serve the greater good of life than the greater good of God, because I feel like God at times, with what we've just said, doesn't have the greater God of the people in mind. Because if you commit a sin to save a person, or save persons, sorry, to save persons, then to me it makes sense more so to save the people than to listen to the word of God.
So there's a great example of this. It's the shepherds and the shepherd and the sheep. So the shepherds and the sheep. The shepherd's job were to keep over the sheep and to watch all their sheep, right? But anytime one sheep would go missing, they would leave the 99 for the one sheep. They would always do this, and they would go and they would find this one sheep and they would bring him back, and they would walk back and they would bring them back, and they would nurture the sheep. They would actually snap the legs of the sheep, bring them back, and they would nurture the sheep back to health. And through this process, not only did the other sheep see the devotion of that shepherd to the one sheep also saw the devotion of that shepherd to him through his disobedience. He wasn't supposed to leave. He knew he wasn't supposed to leave, and yet he still did. And yet the shepherd, the father, came after him and sought refuge for him and nurtured him back to health. And so the point is that we are always, it's not always in the greater interest to go for the more. Not because if it's right or wrong, but just because sometimes the more isn't more, if that makes sense. Like sometimes you could talk to 99 people and they could all just be, your words could just be falling on deaf ears, but it's that one person that has the belief that's going to make all the difference. And it's hard because there is no conciseness of like, this is exactly what it is and exactly what it isn't. But like, there are things like that in the Bible, but there are things that aren't. There are things that are left up to interpretation. I think it's hard because, as we've stated earlier, some people are in this day and age aren't even willing to sit down and try to interpret things. They're so quick to judge.
See, but that's the thing. That's why I think I disagree, because I feel like serving more than just when does multiple people become more of an importance than a God? Like how many people does a God matter to? Sorry, let me reword that. How many people does it take to seek the value of God? You know, like, I'd rather save 10 people and commit a sin than not kill and let them die because of someone who isn't religious.
No, I agree with you.
I think that's my problem, is I'm much more of a servant to people than I am to God, because I believe that that's a way in which I can be truly benevolent and introspective and can see things clearly for what they are and not the misconceptions of what they should be.
So from what my understanding from this, my takeaway is that your biggest reason that deters you away from God is that you feel like somewhere down the line in your life you're going to be faced with an ethical decision that could be life or death, and you're going to feel like you're going to have to make you're not going to be able to make the decision you want to because you feel like God's not going to understand and or forgive you or show grace.
Yes. And I understand that God is claimed to be all-knowing, but how can one be unknowing if he shies away from sin?
Well, I don't think he shies away from sin as much as he just destroys sin.
But
he abolishes it.
But what I'm saying is he's not around when sin's committed.
So I have a question for you.
That is what you said, right? I am trying to be any sort of way.
No, you're good. No, you're good. I actually, if I did say that, I misspoke. Because I believe that God is with you always. Like, for instance, like when I go watch pornography, God doesn't just dip. He doesn't just close the wall. He's watching me watch porn, and it breaks his heart. It's something that brings sorrow to him. It says that God is a sorrowful God. It says that God has real emotions. We're made in the image of God as humans. So the same emotions we have, he has. So like the same like inclination that you feel like you want for your child or for your brother or for your sister or for your mother to be the best they can be, he has that same inclination for us. That same thing. The difference is that I genuinely believe that God's way is better because he is all knowing, all powerful. He can see past, present, and future of all lives, through all avenues, through all doors. He's omniscient. He is in every moment. He's constantly everywhere. And
Yeah, I think that's where we've had a problem, man. Because, and I trying to put words in your mouth.
no, you're good.
I did hear you say that God is not around when sins are committed.
Got you. Okay, and if I said that, then I misspoke, and I apologize.
Yeah. No, it's alright. It's alright. But that's what sort of point I was honing in on was if that's true, then you've got all these ethical problems with that.
Well, no, for then, because at that point, then you would need a waiting room. You would need someone. You would need at a point at the end of life to consolidate everything you've ever been through if he's not there. Because then, how is he going to judge you based on what you don't know, what he doesn't know?
Exactly. Well, that's what I mean. That clears it up a bit because that's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah, no, exactly.
If he's not there when I've committed the sin for the greater good, then how is he like going to dictate if that was a bad or a wrong thing?
Right. No, exactly. So, for instance, perfect example.
Sorry to cut you off. But
No,
I'm really.
No, you got to go. Last thing I'll leave you on. King David. God said King David was a man that had the same heart as God. It says that David was a man after God and had the same heart as God. And David was a cheater. He was an adulterer. And he actually impregnated a servant. And he put his husband, on the front line of battle so that he would hopefully die in war. And when he came back from war, not dead, he was so furious that King David tried to execute him. And yet this was a man that God said and claimed to be after God's own heart. So that just goes to show you that God doesn't always hold us such high a standard that we think he does. He knows we're going to make mistakes. He knows we're sinners. He has grace. I think that you should do a study on grace. I think that it would really open a lot of avenue for you to understand why God is the way he is in certain actions and how he views us as humans and how he deals with us as human beings. I think that would be very helpful. And to pray that he gives you his eyes and his ears. That's helpful too.
Yeah.
But you got this, Lewis. I believe in you.
Like I said, man, I feel like being this last thing.
Yep.
I think me being agnostic opens a lot of realm of possibility into perspectiveness, but also a way of finding who I actually am, and not having a book tell me who I am. And that's to say, like, I can't agree with a book, but I'm yet to find a reading which I 100% stand by, and it's partly just me soul searching, you know.
No, exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. Yeah, plenty of time.
I feel like for me, I feel like I worship myself, but not in an ego manner, but in a way of like I can, you know, dictate what's right from wrong, and sort of I can make my own mind up on things that I don't agree with, but do it in a way which is respectful, and I think that's something that a lot of people lack.
Respect, exactly.
So, yeah. Like I'm not all knowing, but I feel like I'm getting myself close to a point of having enough interaction with people to see things for what they are, you know.
Exactly.
I'll never get there, but I feel like I'm closest to it that I can be to benevolent and benevolent. Is it benevolent and benevolent?
Benevolent, I think.
Yeah, all living and all knowing. I'm close as I feel like I can be to that. But that's not to say that I'm not open to hearing more.
Right.
I'm not open to understanding more.
No, absolutely.
Like I said, I can understand why you get behind religion, but there's a thing of like, I don't have to believe in it because I understand it. You know?
No, exactly. No, for real.
Yeah, that's my last thing, man.
No, you're
I
good.
have to get to
Nope, you're good. Get some sleep, bro. It was really good talking with you, Lewis.
I hope that all made sense.
No, it did. I hope everything I said made sense.
Of course, of course. Yeah, man. Right, yeah. I'll pass
Cheers.
the out since I took this off.
Yep, you're good. Cheers, bro. It was fun.
Have a great day. Have a great evening.
Yes, you too, bro. Sleep dreams.
See you later.
Later. Alrighty, everybody. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Hope y'all enjoyed that really, really intellectual, engagive, just deep conversation I had with Lewis. It was just one of a kind. I love having these talks, especially with Lewis. He's an awesome cheer, awesome lad. So I appreciate him to the core. I love him to pieces, and I can't wait to see the growth that he has in his life. And I'm so grateful, God, I get to be a part of it. So thank you. And until next time, I hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming content. And I will catch y'all later.